The last one yet?
I sent it, and I'm beginning to think that Teams doesn't send it to you because I had somebody else ask for one that I definitely sent. Uh, um,
Yeah, because I haven't
so
seen it.
what I did, what I did for him was I just put, see, I actually have something in my outbox. It was automated by Teams saying that it sent, but then again, so did he, and he said he didn't get anything. So I kind of don't know there, but I can just do what I did for him and forward the. I had this happen before, also.
So I've got HiCAD sessions for logged in user prompt. It's got my name on there. So
Uh,
is this an
that
optional
sounds
thing?
that sounds like you had drawings open when it either shut down itself or you shut it down without
About saving? I thought I saved them.
or did the computer turn off if you left it up and then the computer shut down itself? Then that could also cause it. It's just it's showing you these drawings, and it has like a save date or something on it, does it? And you can either
10.3, yeah.
you can return it's no special than what's already saved on your computer. It's just giving you an easy way to return to what you were doing. Um,
Okay. I'm just gonna close it out because we're gonna start fresh, right? Today.
yeah, that's fine. If you've saved
Okay.
everything that you wanted to and you don't want to
Thought I
open them
did.
back up, you just say close. It doesn't mean it's deleting anything. It's just
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Um, but we were the last thing we did was we drew this very fine looking C profile and we extruded it into something like this.
Yeah.
Any chance you guys had the chance to draw anything else or try one of your own or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
been since Friday, but I had a very busy Monday and Tuesday, and had a meeting right up till 9 o'clock this morning. So
It's no problem. Um, okay, well, what I want to start off with here before we move on to 3D stuff is that is importing. Um, and let me find my example in your training documents. Just a second.
N8.
We haven't provided numbers for that one. We can give you now. Intel, right? So lady.
So here in your training material for 2D, you're going to find a folder full of profiles.
Accept profiles.
And yep.
Yeah,
Now
I've got that folder.
you can use these to practice if you want, or you could, better yet, I feel like you probably got your own systems that you wouldn't mind creating. But you can use them if you want. Um, and I'm going to use this first one, which let's see, the first one, 1/100. This is one of the Carter. I think this was one of the Carter profiles. Um, but I imagine you got an AutoCAD file somewhere or multiples with a bunch of profiles on them. Um, and
Yeah.
you can bring that right into HiCAD, import that AutoCAD file, and you can create your part block like what we did last time and actually
One
take that
file at a
over.
time.
Yeah, you can't.
One profile.
One drawing at a time. So whatever is
Right.
in a drawing, you can bring the whole drawing in. What you can't do is say you got 2 or 3 drawings that you want to import. You got to import the first and then the second and the third or whatever.
Right.
Okay, so how do we import? We got 2 ways. I'm going to show you both. Why are there 2 ways? That you'll make more sense in a minute. But here from either this open menu or this open menu, it's kind of the same thing. This is, of course, a shortcut. You could say 2D import. This is also where you notice you got a 3D import here, and you also got some little extras down here. But let's see, I don't think you'll be too interested in PC Draft or BabCAD. I've heard of Bobcat. I haven't heard of BabCAD.
Podcast.
Yeah, Bobcat. I
That's
actually used it a long time ago. It was
Really?
significantly cheaper than Mastercam, so the owner of the company said, "Yes, let's go with Bobcat," and it did fine for what we needed it for. But
Okay.
we're going to go up here to 2D import, and I don't want to start. I don't want to save that drawing. I had a drawing open, so that's what it prompted me for. And here I'm going to go find my directory I was just at, which for me, it's in your customer folder. You probably have it dumped somewhere else.
Mine's right on the desktop somewhere. Just gotta get
Okay.
to it.
Yep.
Okay, PDS, 2D. We're doing DXF profiles, right? Okay, I see. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna
All
use
right,
the
let's.
first one, which is actually DWG for, I think I remember the
Okay.
DXF ended up being corrupt or something, so I found a DWG of the same profile.
Okay.
Okay. I'm having
Okay.
trouble finding this folder. Where is it at? In the
It's in
HiCAD.
all your PDFs. It's in with those. It's in a 2D folder. It's in yeah, so your training material, all those PDFs with the structure.
Okay. I put that training. Oh, I think it's my downloads.
Wow, that's quite the profile.
Oh, I might have to make a little shortcut. Can't find this.
The profile, it's actually used in the Carter Fusion system. I don't know if you're familiar with that one at all. It's
Not really.
Uh,
you need somebody to send it to you,
Need it.
or
oh, here we go. OneDrive.
Yeah, desktop
2D.
underneath
Okay.
there. Yeah.
I got it now. I gotta make a little shortcut for this or something. All right. Should be able to get it ready for that. I do it. Come on, there's my CAD. Open 2D import. I know. Why are you not showing it?
You having trouble? What's it doing?
Yeah, I just can't find this folder on my desktop. I made a shortcut to my desktop and it's still not showing in my freaking list here.
You might have the
Uh,
wrong desktop. There's two desktops.
I'm guessing so.
I have two desktops too. I have one that's in my OneDrive and I have one that's actually my desktop, and
Right.
they're supposed to
Just
be
look at the
linked,
other.
but I'm not sure they are. Um,
Yeah. Just look at the other desktop, Marco.
I'm looking at all the desktops. I can't find it.
well, okay, so if you don't see it, I'm not sure we have a nice direct link to it, so you might have to say, for example, sorry, it's like C drive.
Yeah.
I have a link to it right here. But if you can't find it, you might have to say C and then users, and then yourself, and then desktop.
Yeah, let's see users, desktop. Still not showing freaking folders. Why is it being a pain in the butt? Let me just say.
I think you found it last week, didn't you?
No, I don't. I'm not sure what I did here, but put somewhere to do fine. All right, see. Let's try this. I can open drawing. Right one. 2D. I'm having so much trouble with this.
Can we help?
No, that's not a bad idea. Let's see. Yes, put it right there. This thing, one file, right? One drive.
I keep it all in a folder right on the desktop. So I
Yeah.
can find my desktop.
I got it here. Oh, unknown file format.
Maybe you could put a shortcut to your desktop on your desktop, and then you'll be able to quickly get to it.
I don't think yeah, I never extracted it. That's what I got going on here.
Oh, okay.
It's not showing up since zip file. All right, now it's extracted. Now we should have it.
What'd you do last week?
I don't know, man. That was last week. I already forgot.
Okay. Well, I got a new strategy since my earbuds kept dying last week. I'm going one at a time
Oh,
instead of
okay.
two. That way, when this one dies, I'll just put that back on the charger and use the other one. I should
I
get
got
twice
it.
the life out of it.
I got it now. I'm in DXF profiles, 1 to 100.
You could probably have a fresh pair of earbuds at your doorstep from Amazon for about $12, and it'll be there like by lunchtime, probably.
Yeah, good. Just about.
I don't know how they do it.
I bought that $12 pair before it. It lasted about a month, I think.
About 12 days, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That same issue,
Oh,
battery kept
yeah.
dying when
I
charged.
mean, these are, I guess you could say these are nice, but these are Beats, but these were only, I think, $100. And of course, if
Yeah.
you don't like them this big, you can get plenty of small, small setups. I kind
I
of
like
like
them
it.
like that.
Sometimes they're like mowing
Yeah,
outside the window when I'm trying to have a meeting, and
yeah.
pretty much I got to use something like this. But
When
I
the
could
wife is
also,
really happy.
yeah, I could also use the speakers. But she's
Yeah.
upstairs working. Um, not that it's that loud, but I figure it's a little, it may be slightly quieter if she only hears one side of the conversation. So anyway,
All right.
all right. Have
All right.
we?
So I've
Did you
got.
find it, Marco?
Want to share your screen, Marco?
I don't know the mute. I
Marco,
got it.
you
I think he said he
got it.
found it.
I got it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. So when you click on that one or any of these, then you get something appears over here. I'm pretty sure when you're not clicked on it, you see you get nothing. So if you're ever wondering why the settings don't appear, it's because you're probably not clicked on a DWG or DXF file. Now I'm trying to think back to a fresh installation. What do you have in this box? Is it blank or do you have defaults loaded there?
Defaults.
Defaults?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what this is these are different settings. Okay, so you can import in different ways. So you can bring the CAD file into HiCAD and take those CAD layer, line types, colors, and convert them into HiCAD colors, line types, etc. And fonts. We'll look at this. We'll look at the settings. Well, we could look at it briefly. I don't want to go too deep into that just right away. But when you have a setting here, and you can have multiples. So remember, some of our options have that favorites button at the bottom left in a lot of cases. Does that sound familiar? You can
Yeah.
save.
Yeah.
You can save multiple import settings so that you can import differently. But to be honest with you, you're probably going to make, you're either going to be okay with the default or you're going to make one unique type of settings, and then that's probably it. But you can make as many as you need. And
Okay.
once you have one here selected, then you can say edit. And some of the things that are in here, basically unit of length. Do you want to adopt that from your CAD file? I believe there's, I don't know CAD so well, but I believe there's a property or some kind of attribute that's that can denote the unit. And you can take that, you can adopt that, or sometimes either that's not created properly or not created at all. I can't really explain why because I don't know so much about it. But you could also say given, and you could declare what you want it to be. Now usually what I do is I keep it on the take from file, but as soon as I load, I go to that information and I start measuring a distance and see if it just makes sense.
Okay.
Because if you, it should be correct, but if the CAD file wasn't done right, or if something, or you made a mistake on something on the import or whatever, sometimes I'll start working and I'll have a whole elevation prepared and then find out that it's like these facade panels are like 2 inches by 2 inches, and I'm like, what's that? And then that's probably my scale was probably not so good.
Then you could just change it within the drawing, right?
That's true.
To
That's true.
whatever you need. Right. Okay.
That's correct. Let's see, layer assignment. You can push certain layers from the CAD file to certain HiCAD layers. To be honest with you, in HiCAD, you're not doing so much with layers. We control those aspects in other ways. I know with CAD, controlling the layers is a huge is a big strategy. It has to be used basically.
You guys are more about the attributes.
Or more about attributes or just controlling. So layers can be used to basically send certain items to certain layers so that you can isolate things, right? Um, um, so we can isolate things in ways other than layers. Like we don't use layers to isolate that. We use other commands to do it. But the ability's there. So line types, you can take certain line types and push them to a HiCAD line type. So this would be, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you, but you could take, I do recognize these. You can take certain line types and push them to a HiCAD line type or a certain color. And this is also similar on the export, which we'll get to. Important to export so that you can come into the CAM systems, right, Marco?
Yeah.
To have that to have those layers and line types and colors be correct to avoid any work to be done on the CAM side prior to the start of the programming. And so fonts, colors. But to be honest with you, I mess with this right here because really if I'm importing a file, if I'm either gonna use it to create a profile like we're doing now, or if I'm importing a CAD file because I want it to support my 3D shop drawings that I'll be doing in HiCAD. For example, if you want to put the architecturals in the background so that, there's maybe millions of transoms and whatnot, there could be information in there that you don't want to model in 3D. You're not responsible for the million of transoms, so why would you go through the trouble of creating that and using it in 3D? You can if you want, but or you could just overlay that and do your 3D right on top of the 2D, which we'll spend time on as well. So that's a little bit about the settings. I'm going to switch that back since I didn't really mean to change anything. I think I clicked on something in there, but I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, maybe you guys already did. And it's going to ask you, do I want everything, just the model space, or all the sheets will be listed underneath here? In this case, I'm going to say just the model. And the profile should appear.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yep.
And based on how the CAD file was created, and this is maybe more important when you're pulling in like an architectural set or something, you'll get either block structure or layer
Okay.
structure.
I gotta take a timeout. Hang on, I got a call.
That's okay.
Hey. How are you? My best. Those ears are designed to be a 1/4 inch off of the wall of that 6-inch tube. Good. Okay, thank you. Good. All right with me. You too. Bye. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
When the installers
problem.
call, they need information right now.
Yep. I don't mind.
Okay.
Work must go on.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm really behind anything. I'm right where you
Okay.
guys are. So
Now, since I think this was a metric profile, I'm just going to check. That line is about 1.5 inches. Sounds pretty okay. Yeah. So I think it looks okay on my side. If I was to read something, I'm kind of just well, I don't actually know the specs on this. 1.5 sounds about okay. If it had said something like 0.00001 or some really small number or really large number, then I'd know something was goofy.
Right.
So okay. Now from here, the steps are pretty similar to what we did last time. Who might have an idea on what we would do next?
What are we trying to do? Oh, extrude that profile?
We're trying to save it to the library and then, yes, basically extrude it.
Okay.
Forget that.
We do it.
It was in sheet metal, right? Make it a part somehow. Steel.
It's in steel, but
Steel.
what might we need to do first?
Gotta save the profile and import to the library.
Mm-hmm. But what about the positioning? At least on my screen, that looks pretty whack.
Yeah. Get like a center point and centroid kind of thing.
Oh yeah. We gotta do the centroid deal.
We gotta
have
move
to,
it. We gotta move it to a position in reference to the origin.
Yeah.
Now it can be the centroid. It does not have to be the centroid. Anything else? There's one more thing we have to make note of.
Do we need to do the sort GE thing to make sure it's all continuous? Or this
Well,
one
I don't know
that
yet. We might. We'll have to see if we have a problem first, which we could do. So here I could say, is this a polyline? No, absolutely not. It's not. So you're right.
Yeah, we
At
gotta
least
make sure it's all
at least
closed.
on my screen, we
Yeah.
gotta run that. So it should be simple as just clicking this button once. And that looks okay.
Sort GE.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but we also, so there's this thing, what material is this? We don't have, it's just lines.
Sign material.
It has no idea what kind of material this is. So we need to come over here to the properties of this part/block, whatever you want to call it. And
I'm
we can
still looking for
assign,
sort GE.
in your 2D geometry, it's
Oh,
the one
for
right
some
here.
reason. Okay. For some reason I was looking in information tab, probably because that's where you went to.
That wasn't so bad. You were probably thinking about your centroid or polyline, or if you're trying to measure anything.
So I'm pressing sort GE. I'm not seeing it. It doesn't look like it's checking for closed polyline or open.
It doesn't give you feedback. It just
Oh,
so the way to
okay.
know is if it wasn't enclosed a minute ago, and then you click the button, go check it again. I bet it's closed now.
Okay. All right. So that's under 2D geometry.
Correct.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. And then you ran over to information tab after that. All right. So now we need to get this located near the 0.
Correct. Yep.
And I don't remember.
But at least on my screen, I want to rotate it first. Like
Okay.
So who wants to try to rotate it without instruction?
Imagine 2D geometry. See, we got transform, rotate.
Let's go over one more because we don't want to rotate just one line. We want to rotate the whole part.
Okay, so transform is for one line.
If you're in 2D geometry ribbon, you're drawing lines and rectangles and circles or manipulating them. You're not moving. You're not working at a part level. You're working at an element level.
Okay.
When you move over to 2D part, you're now working at a part level.
Gotcha.
Meaning moving a whole block, not just one line or two lines or whatever.
So clone.
Well, not clone. We just want to
Clone
move
or
this part.
copy. Yeah.
So here we got rotate. Here we can also right mouse button.
I'm stuck. I don't know. I think I accidentally pressed move and I can't get out of the command.
If you're in a command, try middle mouse or escape.
Escape just brings up other options. Middle mouse does the same thing.
All right, let's take a look at your screen for a moment.
All right. Let's figure out how to share. There it is. Share. This one.
This button next to the leave. So if you're having second thoughts, you can either share or just leave.
Oh yeah. Can you see my screen now? So I accidentally went to I hit this clone, so I'm trying to escape. Oh, it went out. All right, so anyway, rotate, right?
Well, we don't want to clone, and remember we want to be in 2D part because these are rotating elements.
Oh.
We want to rotate the whole part.
Ah,
And then you
okay.
should find that rotate not under clone, but just under transform. You see the button there?
Yes. I got to make sure I'm working in part
In part.
if I
yeah.
want to move the whole thing, and geometry if I want to just modify parts of the part.
Yeah, or if you're just drawing. If you're just drafting, you'll be in geometry. If you want to manipulate a particular element, then you would be in geometry. If you want to work at the part level, meaning the thing, the item as a whole, then you go over to 2D part.
Okay. Gotcha. So we would just hit rotate then, right?
Yep. Rotate. You're on your clone. Move to the transform one.
Oh shit. Hello. Okay. Pick axis to rotate it on. I don't see your. Should I stop sharing now?
I'm still looking at your screen.
So I've got the. Okay. Transform. 2D part. Transform. Rotate. Now we want to pick a point on which to rotate, right? An axis.
Yeah, just pick, it doesn't matter so much here. You just click a point and you can quickly flip it. Regardless of the point that you select, it's just going to rotate about that. So here you just want to quickly move it. I would put, so the way this profile works is that the teeth are going up and facing out. So I would put it like that. That's just because I happen to know how the profile system is used.
So basically 180 degrees.
No, just 90. You want to have it
Okay.
going about like that. So stop and just click.
That.
Yeah.
All right, maybe next time I'll have this color coordinated better. I'm not good at color coordination.
What do you mean? What about the color?
So you can see I've got black on black for my
Oh,
options. So it's difficult for you to see.
I can see it fine actually, but yeah, I mean you can always change that if you don't like it.
Yeah.
You good over there, Marco?
Yep, matching profile, same direction.
Now, Barry, you got it rotated fine, but you're going to want to move it closer to the origin and probably have it in a strategic position. You can either pick your own choice of a position, or if you wanted to calculate the centroid, you could do it that way as well.
It'd be easier to calculate the centroid, wouldn't it? I mean, more proper anyway, right?
Well, yes and no. I happen to know how this is used, and it becomes very convenient for inserting it into the model if I'm grabbing
okay.
it by this point right here.
That's right.
Um,
You explained that last week, I remember.
because say for example you have you have a flange going there and then over to here, and then of course they're going to be okay. It doesn't like that because so many other lines are so close. So I'll just do this. So the top of the panel is here and the flange goes like this. So if I can grab it right there, it makes it easy to stick it right up in there in the 3D model. But that's just
Yeah.
because I have experience with this. I wouldn't have expected you to know that.
Now, can we go in later after the fact? Like, let's say we do it and we do it by the centroid and we want to change it to the way you're doing it with a reference point out there in the middle of nowhere. We can do that after the fact and just resave it.
You can go back in. You do have to resave it. But yes, that's fine.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to say transform again. And here I'm going to do a quick theoretical calculation to grab it right here in the corner. And then I'm going to use my A key on the keyboard to snap to the absolute position before I'm ready to save it.
Okay.
Quick way to get to origin.
What was that, Marco?
What's the quick way to move it to the origin?
Well, you start it with any type of transform.
Yeah.
I'll just grab it here, and then you hit A on the keyboard, and you can key in either 0, 0 or an offset from 0, 0. So
Gotcha.
How did you do it? You went over and left clicked on the 1/100 or right clicked on the 1/100?
Move.
yeah, I started transform here.
Okay.
You can also click on the part.
I like that.
Do it like this.
Oh.
You might see me come over to the structure more often than on the part, because sometimes in this case it's very simple, but if you have a lot of parts surrounding the one that you want to get, there's the risk of clicking on something other than what you're trying to click on. But if you're over in the structure, you can easily pick one particular part.
You're doing the transform move. And what'd you do after that?
So if you got material sign and you got it moved into the correct position and everything is fully closed, you're ready to save it to the catalog.
I'm still trying to move it.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So transform. move part, sketch 2D, and just pick a point and move it.
Yeah, you can pick any point, but what I was saying is if you strategically grab it in a position, you can then line that up with the origin. For example, I did a theoretical.
Okay, you did a line there.
I said theoretical, and I clicked
How
this
did you get to
line.
that menu?
Enter. When you hit
Yeah,
back.
remember it's your enter options.
Yeah, I remember there's an enter and a space bar one.
Yeah, enter is for the options. Spacebar is usually to pull up like a key in dialog, or if you want to type in a coordinate or a value or something like that.
Just gonna go. Just press A or
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've already calculated your theoretical and you have the cursor grabbing it by where you want, then you can go right away to the A key, for example, and give it
A00.
give it 0, 0, or if you had an offset value, you wanted it to be on the origin, but a little bit to the right, because that helps you get it right in the position you want. You could also do that, but in this case, I'm just going with 0, 0.
I'm lost.
If you like to share your screen, we can look at it
Yeah.
together.
All right, so hitting escape, going over here, right click that,
Okay, perfect.
transform, we want to move, right? And I wanted to come off just like you did.
Go ahead, enter first.
So hit enter because you want to use your point tools to calculate. There you go.
This one. I want to run off of this line
Mm-hmm.
and this line
Okay.
right there. Okay,
So
that's
now
as
you're
far as I
grabbing
got.
it. You're grabbing it where you want to. So now you want to get it to the origin, right? So
Yeah.
how do you get that to the origin? Do you remember?
No, I haven't clicked on this spot yet, but it has a reference point. All I did was click on it, and then now I have a circle.
Now you're drawing a circle somehow.
All right, but that reference looks like it was still there. All right, let's try this again.
Okay, transform one more time.
Click transform move, and then press enter.
Enter. Yep.
And come over here to theoretical intersection point, right?
Correct. Yep.
And come over here, and I'm going to select this line,
Mm-hmm.
and then this line, and that gives me a point, and I don't know what to do from there.
No, it doesn't give you a point. It means you're grabbing it by that theoretical point. You're now moving it around with your cursor from that point. Now, you don't necessarily want to move your cursor to. You see how the blue? You're grabbing it by that point right now. Now you want that point that you're grabbing it by to be on the origin. So you can go right away. You can hit A on the keyboard, which is the shortcut for absolute. And you can say 0, 0, enter.
There. Okay. So it's these procedures I gotta get that down. So I see how it's referenced from there now.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Okay.
The first time I was doing something like this, I think it took me an hour and a half to find the centroid button, because I wasn't remembering to go to information. I was sitting here looking for it on like 2D geometry or part or something. And since since my trainer was in Europe, this was at like 5 o'clock and 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and it was, you know, it's 11 p.m. his time, so I can't reach out during his evening. So, and everybody else had left the office, so I was literally just sitting there trying to find the button.
Oh.
So I know what you mean. I was learning this for the first time. I mean, it's been 4.5 years now, which might seem like a lot, but it really wasn't that long ago. It doesn't feel like.
Yeah. So do you feel like you have a good command of the entire suite? Of the entire app?
I have some items I'm stronger in, but yeah, I think for the most part, I have for cladding what we're doing here. Although we're just doing simple 2D right now, I think I have the best handle on. Secondly, we're focusing on multiple areas. So we got the cladding, we got the glazing, like stick systems and curtain walls, and then we have steel structures. Those are the industries we're focusing on right now. And I know the command's pretty okay with the curtain walls and the glazing, but I have zero real life glazing experience. So which I have zero real life cladding experience, but I think I've worked through enough projects with customers now that it's maybe not so not such a problem. But with the glazing, I'm just a little weak in the real world experience side. But I can
Okay.
tell you
I
the
ask because
commands.
there's
I just
people
can't
that
answer that those questions on, hey, I got this particular system I'm trying to create, and it works like this, and then they ask a really specific question on that particular system, and I'm telling you, I can tell you the command, but you got to tell me exactly what you want to do. I can't
Right.
help you on the ins and outs of your system.
I just got to remember to press enter.
Enter. Yeah, I
When
remember
to
that
press
too.
enter, when to press space.
I'm used to finding similar type commands either maybe at the bottom of the screen near the snaps or up in a toolbar. Maybe not so much in under the enter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. There's people that have been using AutoCAD for 30 years and they still don't know how to use all of it. I mean, there's enough there to keep you occupied for decades. This stuff's a
Correct.
lot
Yeah.
similar.
It's definitely a very powerful 2D tool, but no doubt
Mhm.
about it. Um,
Talking about
and
3D.
and their 3D is okay. Um, it just we try to automate. Our thing is automation, and I mean Autodesk has Inventor. Okay, maybe a little bit of parametrics there.
Revit.
Revit. Okay, I don't know so much about that one. I definitely know that it starts crashing when things get, in my opinion, they're big, but they're not so big. Um, where we have some nice ways to, we'll say, lighten a drawing in those situations, or use external referencing to send. Maybe you have a master file, but you got all your different floors in separate reference files.
Yeah.
And that way you're
Which
not
is,
loading so
yeah.
much data at one time, or trying to pan through a model that's, you know, 3 gigabytes large or something.
Yeah, you don't want that. Break it down.
And then what's the Athena? Autodesk Athena, I guess, is their attempt at our, I guess, our cladding module. Although they work very differently. And
I
I
never
have
heard of
one
it.
customer that didn't like Athena, and that's why he started talking to us. And he showed me a little bit of it. I see where they're going. It just doesn't have the automation that we can set up. All right. So where from here? So now you actually can save it to your catalog.
Yeah,
You remember where you could go, Barry?
I remember it was pretty involved. It might be in my notes.
That in the steel engineering.
It's a start menu, standard part catalog, see page 80. That's what I got written down.
See page 80.
Yeah,
Oh, in the book maybe?
yeah. And your I think we gotta go to
Page-
Beam. We gotta go to Beam.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
correct. You're on the right track. For
Yeah.
steel,
Steel engineering.
and then
Beam.
I think Marco said it a minute ago.
Yeah.
What?
B.
Oh, okay.
And
Just click
then
Beam.
anybody remember where from here? Which button? Oh, yeah. So that would be if we already have it saved. So we want to save it first, but then we'll come right back to where you are now to construct it in 3D.
So go back to 2D parts and do we save it? Save it as a part? Save it as a
Let's go to,
profile.
I'm gonna help you out. Let's go to steel. And then almost all the way to the right, we have settings drop down. And down there near the bottom, we have save as catalog part.
There it is. Click the profile. Whoa.
Steel. Save as catalog part. Right there.
And this is kind of a hard one. I remember struggling with this location a little bit
Yeah, I have to write it down.
myself. I would just probably write it down, and maybe you can write a
Yep.
quick procedure on how to save a profile to the catalog. I know I got the pages in the book, but you could shorten it a little bit to make it quick and easy to read. Simple, like 3-4 steps or something like that.
All right, so I did that. Hit the drop down,
Okay.
save as catalog part,
All right, do it again.
and
And look, it's talking to you. What's it saying at the bottom left?
well, select RMB, extended selection. So do I
It's
need
saying
to highlight all of it?
select part. Right mouse button will give you additional options. But really, you just want to click on the part. Okay.
Like that.
Now remember the two different parts to the catalog. You've got the directories, and then you've got the database that manages the directories. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
So these are, the first part is the directories. So where would you like this part file to be saved? And I believe last time we used the example folder, but here's where you could create a new directory later on when you're actually saving, profiles you want to use in your work. You could organize with some special folders with whatever name sounds good to you. I say let's
Fine with
make
example.
make it easy right now. Let's just use the example folder.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now this is the database side. So what table is going to manage this part file?
Probably be in there, like, looks like a roof wall facade kind of piece, so. I don't know. put it.
I'm not sure I'd recommend that because the those roof wall facades, that would be like a sandwich panel.
Gotcha.
An insulated sandwich panel. I would just use your example.
Okay.
Which one? I've got two of them here. I have ISD example DCF.
I don't really know what that DCF is, to be honest with you. I'd have to look at what's inside it.
Example.
Won't be a railing. Roof wall facade. We're going with example, right? This one?
That's my suggestion. I'm looking at what's in
Okay.
that DCF folder now. It's managing parts with the file extension of .dcf, and I have absolutely no idea what that is. Let's go with the standard example one, if that sounds okay.
Sure.
Okay, now
Okay.
you're creating a table. This is data that's going to go into the table entry. For the most part, you can leave it alone. Just my suggestion would be to copy that BZ, which is designation, down to the line under it, which is basically BZ1 and BZ2. While they're two different, certain part of the software probably references the first one, while another part of programming references the other one for some reason. I would just copy
Are
it
you
down.
saying just copy this down to here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way, if you
Okay.
ever pull up a menu and you're trying to access this profile, you won't just see a blank there. You'll have an item list, and this one will just be blank because we didn't put anything in there. Why does it not default to having something there? I don't know. That's a good question. That would probably be a bonus here.
And then just okay.
And then just okay. Yep.
Create bitmap. It's
So it'll create an image of the part.
for Nikon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always
Yeah.
say yes. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
And it gets a little fancy on you, allows you to pick a background. I say I don't really care about the background, and I just say without background.
Show
And
meta
then
file.
it can show it to you if you want to see it.
Sure.
There it is.
There it is. Nice. Yeah, this is a very important function we're going to need to really know, I think,
For
for
sure.
what we do.
I mean, this is how you take what you either draft in 2D or what you import in 2D.
Oh, great reading.
Right.
All right. Now I imagine you wanna try it out. And you had the right idea a minute ago where you went to theme, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Just hit the button.
Oh, what happened?
Well, you have
Oh,
an HCA profile selected there. It's remembering. It's either a default or it's remembering what you might have done previously. I don't know exactly what you've done, but you just want to go find a different profile, right? You don't want an HCA 200. You want to go one more button over the little book looking thing, which means your library.
Were you
File
looking
All
at
the way
up
to the
here?
right of the HCA 200.
Oh,
Next to
okay.
the arrow. Yeah.
That one.
And
What's
Now we have to find it. So I would start by
Wait.
collapsing everything. You see that button at the top right where it says like collapse all? Top left, I'm sorry. The other right.
Your other right, yeah. Collapse
So
all.
just
Okay.
collapse everything because we're not working with semi-finished beams and profiles. So we want to go to if you remembered what table you saved it in a minute ago, it was in factory standards. You might not have.
It was?
Yeah, it was. You
No,
probably
I didn't notice that.
probably didn't notice.
Factory beams.
And then we're in series.
Whoa.
And then there's your ISD example folder. Now,
There
if
it
you
is
didn't,
right there.
Yep.
now if you forgot where it was, you could go back and start the resave process, and it would take you into that same location, and then you could take a screenshot or write it down, cancel the save, and then come in and find it that way. If you just had no idea how to find where you saved it at,
Okay.
which could happen.
Well, that's how I do that often. I gotta figure
Okay,
out
now
what
all
things.
you got to do is select it and say okay, or double click on it.
Alrighty. And then
And-
just hit
Yeah, notice what you have active right now. Right now you have a fitting, a fitting option set there for, basically it's going to follow the Z plane
okay.
based on a standard, based on the world coordinate system, which is currently active. So that's why you saw it being extruded straight up. If you go to 2 points, now you need to give it 2 points.
Oh. So this is 2 points. So I could select here for 1 point, the end point here.
Yeah, and actually you don't have to necessarily click there if you just come out to your model space and click somewhere, or if you had a precise location, you could go to enter from point and click on something. But now you see you got some snaps happening here. You got an angle system, which,
Go down
or
to 0.
if you wanted to key in a specific location, you could say spacebar.
And this is just for the
And
angle.
you give it a distance.
Okay, distance then angle. So let's just say
Distance then angle.
so 12 or 12 space 0. I think we're on 0 now.
Yeah, we're on 0. Yeah.
So that's the format right there. Distance space angle.
Distance space angle. Yep.
Okay, then hit OK. It should kind of look close to what it is. Okay, yeah. What I expected. All right. And then seems like we could rotate it on this axis right there.
Yep. Until you hit apply, you can use the commands in this dialog to rotate or flip the ends or whatever else. As soon as you hit apply, then it's been created, and any edits or manipulation would need to be done with transform or something like that.
Okay. We okay to hit apply now?
Yeah, sure.
Fire in the hole. That's good.
Good.
It's like a real thing,
It's a real life part.
right?
So my suggestion here would be to find a few minutes whenever you can. either repeat this one, try one of those other profiles in the folder there, or better yet, try to find some of your own and maybe do an import and try to save something to your library.
I start getting them F-track and H-track assemblies in our library.
Yeah, I'm trying to manipulate this and just view. Struggling with the view controls.
Upper right, there's, yeah, that's the ones I like.
Up here,
Yep.
you can't just use your mouse and spin it around like.
You can. You got to hold down middle mouse, hold middle mouse and rotate, and it'll rotate.
Oh, I swear I was doing that. Oh, I was pressing shift and doing that.
Now, if you hold control and do that, you will pan.
Okay. Post control. Okay, I like that. That's a good profile. Okay. So yeah, that'll be something I try to do as soon as we're done here today.
Okay.
Unless you want me to do it now. But yeah, that's a very important thing to do repetition on.
Yeah, correct. No, I'd say if you find some time of your own, later is fine, and we can move on to some of the other things we got to talk about.
Sure.
You good over there, Marco?
Yep, I got a lot luckier than Barry did. All my menus were readily available when I clicked when I needed.
All right, let's see. I think that kind of concludes the 2D portion. So let's move into 3D.
Okay.
So for 3D, we're not going to, of course, we're not going to be focusing on 2D part, 2 geometry, or dimensionings. We're going to have 3D standard, 3D dimensionings, or sketching. So these are
Mention.
right. I lost you there for a minute. Perhaps you didn't hear anything I said.
Yeah, we didn't hear anything.
So your basic commands for 3D are 3D standard, 3D dimensionings, or well, you got to create sketches, right? So and sketch. So for 3D, we have a whole ribbon bar for sketching. Whereas for 2D, the equivalent is basically your 2D geometry in a way. You also can go to your views as far as manipulating the 3D views that you're creating as you work. We will also start to have feature steps. So you don't get feature steps with 2D, you get feature steps in 3D. So if you remember during some of the little intros I gave you, if you create something in 3D, you get a feature step here, which means you can, return to the dialog by double clicking, or you can manipulate the values, right here by expanding. Okay, well, let's just let's just dive right into a very simple exercise here of a
Should I
plate.
close this drawing out?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can close it, save it if you want, don't save it if you don't want.
What's your usual process for closing them? Just start new?
If I have a drawing open, I'm just going to put something in here again. Usually, so let's say I have 2 open. I have a cube and I have a cylinder. So let's say if I want to just close this, I just come up here and I hit close.
Close button.
You can also say close, but that's an extra click. So I like to use this one. Do you have
Oh,
that
there it
button
is.
there? If it's not there, we might need to add it
Yeah.
to your.
Mine's there.
No, yours there.
I got
Okay.
it.
So you just say close, and it'll prompt you if you want to save it.
Okay.
And then you can return to one of the other ones if you want.
I've only got none, so I have to start a new one.
Yeah, if you have
Okay.
nothing here, kind of like
Yeah.
this, then we need to start new.
Right.
Okay, so we are going to create a very simple 3D part in drawing, kind of like we did a very simple 2D part in drawing. And to create this, you kind of have 2 methods. So you could go with the cube, like you've seen me do. And you could set the lengths here of 4 3/4 by 4 by 1. And I think I accidentally made a cube already. That's my mistake. So I'm going to put that there and get rid of this one. So you can do it this way, which is okay. But I find myself maybe more prone to want to go to sketch. Very sketch
Okay.
here. You know, come over here, start a rectangle, say spacebar, and then say 4 3/4. Oh, I hit enter too fast.
I'm a little bit slow.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in Sketch. 3D Sketch.
3. No, let me explain the difference. This one is a 2D sketch in 3D space. This one is a 3D sketch in 3D space, meaning you could go, if you had a sweep, a unique sweep or something that you wanted to do, then you could go here. This allows you to, in the same sketch, work on the XY plane, YZ plane, or XZ plane. You can interchange back between the three standard planes. Whereas this type of sketch, you pick one plane you want to click on, and then you can draft on that plane, for example. And just in case you want to see it, 3D sketch, for example, if I pick this plane to start, I could draft a line to here, and then say, you know, I want to go up, and then over, and then back out, and then maybe up again. So what I just did there, you can't do
Yeah.
with this button. You can only do with this button.
Right. Okay, so I've got a blank drawing here. What do you have me throw a primitive on there? Or are we gonna create that and extrude it?
You can take your pick. I like the sketch just because that's more how your brain will be thinking as you're modeling. The cuboid's nice. It's a nice quick way to create simple shapes. It's just not what I would do here. I would say sketch, rectangle.
Where are you getting the rectangle? Do I have to pick a plane first? All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick a plane.
The sketch.
Okay, there it is. Now
And say
everything
you
gets
pick
populated.
the XY plane here.
Yeah.
And then your rectangle's right here. So until you pick a plane, you may notice that your commands are not available. Only create a new sketches.
Yeah, that's what I missed. So you gotta
Okay.
pick a plane and then pick your tool. I'm gonna go ahead and create that
And
rectangle.
here's where your
We're
space
typing
bar.
in.
Same thing, just like 2D. You hit space bar and you want to key in the values.
I'm pressing space bar, but I don't see anything. Oh, maybe I should. All right. I've got a bunch of stuff going on here.
Okay. You want to share?
Sure.
I did pretty good. I think I got it drawn out both ways. Cuboid and extruded.
Yeah, I was trying to. Hey, space bar wasn't coming up. So can I delete all these and try again?
Yeah, so what you have now, look over at your structure. So you have one sketch with two rectangles on it. Now you could delete the sketch and start over, or you could just delete the rectangles and start over in the same sketch.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, how do you delete okay, so I've got that highlighted. So just delete.
The sketch is active. It's actually the only thing you have in this drawing. You find the delete key. It's just like 2D. You need to click the delete key in your sketch tools. You see it's kind of in the middle.
Oh, okay. In here somewhere. There it is. So the delete button on the keyboard doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. We're big on clicking. We're big on finding the delete in ribbons or right click.
Okay,
Now
so
you
I
can
see
do it like that. For the next one, I want you to do it a better way. I want you to right mouse button.
Anywhere?
I think you ended the command. Let's start the delete key. Right mouse button.
Anywhere or on a part?
Anywhere. Just in the space. Just in space.
Oh.
And say connected lines or edges. Now you delete the whole thing just by clicking one line.
Nice.
I don't know if you noticed in that same menu, there is also an option for deleting in a rectangle. So you could then drag a box around an area and delete the elements inside that.
So I'm looking at the plane I'm working on. So we're still have that. This is the.
Yep, right? You're looking at the plane with no elements drafted on it. So it's just a plane.
So rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was going to start it right here at the 0.
That's fine.
And then come out like this. I was trying to hit the space bar. Do I hit it now before I left click? Or do I left click and then hit space bar?
No, you don't click at all. You just hit the space bar.
That's what I was missing.
All right. All right.
So we're going to do, what did you have? 4.5? 5.4?
4.75 and 4.
Phase 4. Why does it say 5.1? Oh, that's where mine.
For sure.
I
Okay,
think that's where
so
your cursor was.
let's escape out of the commands now.
Escape or middle mouse?
Okay. Little mouse. All right, so there it is. I've got 4.75 by 4.
Now you're ready to, what's that point you got in there? Or is that lying to us?
Which one? Gotta get back to normal now. Front view. Nope, we want top
You hit
view.
that last one
Yeah.
there, you go back to isometric.
This one.
Nope.
This
No,
one.
the one that you just did.
This one. This one.
That one. So just click them one by one real quick so you can see what they do. So this now is front point. Since our plane is on the XY plane, we're looking we're looking into the X. It was the XZ vantage point, XZ plane at that moment.
One of these?
Well, I'm not sure what you're trying to do. What are you wanting to do?
Whatever you want me to do.
Oh, well, we're just going to continue modeling by extruding this into a part.
Okay, yeah, I would like an ISO view.
Okay, so the button to the right of that.
Okay, got it.
All right. You good over there, Marco?
Yep. Got my cuboid.
Okay. So 3D standard, maybe you already found it, but the extrude button is right here.
You're in 3D standard.
Correct?
I actually
Extrude.
just right click the part, and I think there was an extrude on there as well. Yeah.
Would it be under transform?
No, that
Under
one right there
new?
is what I used.
Under
Yeah.
Okay, I
new.
see. Yeah,
Yeah, you can do it this way too.
that's even easier.
That's what I
So
thought.
now we have a dialog box.
But
Draft, start height, and
you
height.
gotta do value input.
So we got a couple of ways here. Maybe just watch for a minute. So value input is probably what you're used to in other softwares where you give it, an end height of 1, and you can say, let's preview it, and it'll show you what it's going to look like. We also have a nice option here called dynamic. The way dynamic works is you don't pay attention to this at all. You simply request your preview, you grab it at a certain point, and you can drag it around and click again, and then I can say 1, and it'll do it that way.
That's probably not a bad way to do it because
I enjoy it, and I think
Yeah.
most people do. But value input is fine too.
well, I gotta hit preview first.
Yes, that's the thing with value input. People are sitting here trying to drag it, and they can't make anything happen. That's because you got to click preview first.
Okay. Did you want a certain value there, Robert?
It's 1 inch. It's 1 inch high.
Okay. 1. Okay.
Now, I would probably click this one here, delete after creation, because your sketch is going to now be attached to your feature.
Okay.
And if you leave this unchecked, then the sketch is going to stay in your structure, which is really not offering any value anymore, other than cluttering up your model. So I say
Okay.
delete after creation and apply.
Okay.
And you see you get a feature step now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that third window that you've got.
Well, I had it down here.
Features.
I had it down here with everything else, and I wanted to have it here, so
Oh, so
I
you just,
drug it
okay.
over.
I got you.
The reason
There we
being
go.
is while this is a simple model, we'll have a few steps by the time we're done. But when you get to building a parametric facade, you're going to have hundreds of steps here.
If we're
So
doing it right.
this list will start to get long on you.
Yeah.
So that's why I opt for this most of the time.
Okay.
Now, you can return to this. There's a couple ways to edit this. Notice that when you click on the feature step, these parameter values can be double clicked and changed.
Where? Oh, once you
When you
once you
highlight the
highlight
feature
it.
step in the list, if
Yeah.
parameterization was created in that step, you should see the values.
Yeah.
You can do it that way. You can also, if you double click here, can you edit sketch? You can create a new sketch. Okay, double clicking gets you back if you want to change maybe the height or something. Although I would suggest not doing it that way. I would come in here and just edit, the height. I'll give you a second there.
I double clicked that. It brought me back into that one dialog. The change extruded part dialog. Get me share again.
You probably did this.
Yes.
Now, to be honest
Um.
with you,
Oh, because I
I don't
didn't
feel like
expand
that
it.
does so
Hello.
much for you. You could, of course, key in another height, but you could also do that right here without accessing this
Yeah.
dialog. Now, let's say that you had created, let's say if these parameters were not created when you made the sketch. For example, I'm going to double click this. You double click sketch, you come back to your sketch. Let's say that
Okay.
I created sort of a dumb sketch without any constraints or values. It still builds the part, but when you highlight this, you see those values don't appear, that were not created. The constraints, if you don't create this constraints in the sketch, then you don't see these values. You see how now the length and height are now gone. You can always double click your sketch to come back in to, for example, create them with Smart Dimension if you hadn't created it before. So in order to highlight the feature and actually see values, you would have had to create your sketch using Smart Dimensionings in order for those values to be available, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I think I lost my values. My wife tells me that all the time. But seriously, I lost my values.
What's happening? Share your screen.
I lost my values. When
Your feature step.
I didn't hear that part.
Okay, you have to
Oh,
click
okay,
on
they're
the
there.
feature step, and then they're maybe a little hard to read, but they're in there.
Yeah, I see them now. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So next we want to create some holes. So we have subtract, which all subtract does is just creates a hole, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't it's a hole, it's not necessarily a bore. We have more capabilities by using the bore command instead of just the hole, because you got all these different things you could do: threading, countersinking, counterboring, slots, and you can reference standards if you want to. Whereas a subtract is just a dumb hole, basically. Using the bore, you have a smarter command behind it. And when you go to do your annotations on your drawing, a bore is going to give you like a diameter symbol, whereas a subtract will just give you just a value of the width of that hole.
Diameter.
Yeah.
But a bore will give you diameter and depth.
Yes, I believe so, because there'll be a depth associated with it.
The bore
you
is
can
not
also say-
necessarily all the way through.
You can also say subtract with depth too. So you got two subtracts. You got subtract all the way through, and you got subtract with some kind of depth value. But my point is, if you're creating a hole, use the bore, use the hole command. If you're creating a pocket, use the subtract.
Okay.
Because a pocket might have a unique shape. It might not be a circle or a square. You might have maybe more for machine design rather than cladding, but say you're designing a certain piece of machinery, you're going to have certain parts that need unique clearances for other parts to fit inside. So it maybe more for the machine tool people, but here we got bore. And here's where you can say we need, so here's just one. First, it's going to ask me for a plane. So sorry. I'm going to now select, you see how you can select any plane by moving your cursor, and the XYZs will kind of dance around depending on the position of the cursor. You see the X, I'm closer to this line, so the X is going horizontally. I get closer to that line, the X is now going vertically. I tend to always want to place this at the bottom left. I want the X going left to right, and I typically want the Y going bottom to top. However, you can take your pick. You can do it like this if you want to.
No, I like the way you got it.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me. So you can click that.
And now it's asking for a location, X and Y.
So I have one hole as my selected type here. Notice that you got lots of different, we'll say, arrays or definition type here. Or I could come over here to say a grid, some type of grid here, and you see now I'm seeing four in my preview. Obviously not to the right specification, but it is starting to respond. And here's where you could say 2 in the X, 2 in the Y. That is correct to what we want. I just don't have the right distances in yet. Here's where
So you can set your pattern. Is that creating the pattern
here?
Okay.
So 2, let me look at the drawing. 2 3/4 in the X is what we want. So now it fits, at least in that direction, on our part. And now we just need to say down here, I believe it's 2 in the Y.
We want that pattern. And we're gonna go 2 3/4 and 2. Okay. I see. I'm kind of right
Okay.
where you're at. So I've got the
So
pattern. Now I
now
just
we
need to place it on the plane, I guess.
now we need to place it. Now we could use from point to key in the correct position right here, wherever that is. But looking at the drawing, I would have to do some quick math to figure out where that is. Not that that's so hard, but I also here have insertion position, where I could say middle in the X and middle on the Y. Now I can select merely the middle of the part using either, I could do a midpoint to midpoint, corner to corner, but better yet, I have down here a surface centroid, which is for squares and rectangles is perfect to very quickly select this surface and place those holes in the perfect position without having to do any math, without having to click multiple points or key in any values.
It's,
Do you follow that, Barry?
yeah, I just accidentally hit escape.
Oh, okay.
All right. Need to do it again. Anyway, so bore. We got this menu. We want that. We want this. 2 3/4. 2. Want to go center in X position, center in Y position. And now, I'm not seeing my whole pattern. I'm going to mouse over. Let me share my screen again.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you didn't
All right.
pick a plane yet.
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay.
I should have done that first, right? No. Okay, there's my plane. Okay, now we
Usually
got
you
it.
do it first because then things are responding while you're putting values in your dialogue. But you don't have to do it first. It's just
Right.
recommended, perhaps.
Okay, so all right. So I've got my whole pattern. I just need a place to put it, and you were saying that's where I got lost.
You see this?
Yeah,
See, you got
I've got the center one selected on.
left,
those.
right, and center for both.
Yep.
Okay, now my point here, my location point, let's say, is going to be up top here, and I want to select right in the middle of this part. Now, we got different ways that we've learned before. I'm going to go to enter here. You could again say from point.
Your
and key it in.
rectangular, your text box there, rectangular, says point. Mine says select insertion point. Oh, it's because I didn't.
Because
Okay,
I
how
already
is that?
selected one before.
Okay, I got you. Now, how do I get to that menu that you've got right there on your part?
Right here?
Is that enter? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just
How do
the
I get to
enter.
that? Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Okay.
Now, we've learned a variety of ways that we could use here, such as, midpoint to midpoint. Or maybe you haven't actually tried that one yet. You have from point, which means you give it a reference and set offset X and Y's. But what works really nice here is surface centroid. Because when you click the surface, this top surface of the part, for a square and a rectangle, the centroid is going to be perfectly right in the middle. If you had a more unique shaped surface, then that would not be the case. But for a square or a rectangle, all you got to do is click this surface, and it's going to put it right there in the middle.
Nice.
Now, one thing we haven't paid attention to yet is the diameter.
Right.
Now we can, these are 1/2-inch holes, which you can key this in. You also can go to your catalog where we got different standards.
Can you put threads in there?
Can you put what?
Threads? Thread count?
Thread would
For
be
screw?
a different hole type. You would use this one here.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
Oh, okay,
answer
yeah.
is yes. The answer is yes.
Yep.
Which we'll put threads right in the middle of this part in a moment. But here
Okay.
you could say, you know, you want a 1/4 inch. Notice that when I pick 1/4 inch, it gives you clearance for 1/4 inch. I don't know if I like that so much. So I just want to be able to click 1/4 inch, but I think what they were going for there is if you want a 1/4 inch bolt or a pin and you need clearance for it, at least in the machine design world, you typically use a 281, which is 9/32 as clearance for a 1/4 inch. You get about 30 thousandths or a 16th of clearance there. Or you could skip the catalog part and just type in what you want. By the way, not a 1/4 inch. I should have picked half, but anyway, I think the concept was explained. So you can use the catalog for different holes. I don't know why they made this table, to be honest with you. What the hell are we going to do with a bunch of metric values in ASTM? But this one makes more sense. So you can
I'm
use the
looking at
catalog.
bore. I'm not
Or you
seeing the ASTM under bore.
I don't have it either. I think it's through on the trial.
Okay, we need to activate it on your side. Which we should probably do, but we have
I'm
to
not.
stop, save, and close out in order to do that.
Yeah. You want to
But
write
that's
that on our
important.
list of things? Do we need that now, or you want to do that like when we're doing the licensing?
Yeah, that's fine too. Whenever the next time you're closed out of the software, and we're not like right in the middle of something that might be a little better.
Right. So we got to
It's
do. What are we trying to do? We just got to add what?
we can just type it in. We just want these holes to be 1/2 inch. So if you uncheck this diameter box becomes white. I think you're fine in the software. A white field is editable. A yellow field is not. And you see the preview is adjusting per the input here. So once we have everything right, all we need to do is say apply, middle mouse, or OK. And the holes will be created and a feature step will be added to our list.
All right.
And as is typical, you can return by double clicking. You can come back into this dialog.
What are you double clicking?
I'm double clicking on the feature step that was created.
Oh,
wherever
okay.
your feature step
Gotcha.
is here,
Yeah.
you just double click and you return. You can also expand. And here, for example, here's your value. If you wanted to say, no, I wanted it to be 5/8 instead or whatever.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, you'll find that I'm expanding this to find something before I'm double clicking on most situations. Why? Because usually it's just one value I want to change, which is usually not so varied. Depending on the complexity of the feature step, You see here even a little bit like the values here, but things are starting to get a little bit buried here. Like here's your grid. Here's our point. Here's our point that we calculated via
And we can
surface
change
centroid.
that there too as well. Okay.
Yeah, you could double click this, which I'm not sure I recommend here because it's where we want it, but you could double click this and select a
Change
point
it if
somewhere
we
else. Here's your linear X and Y grid. You see, here's the values that you did in your dialog. You know, hey, you say you want this to be 3. You just change it here and you see things start moving.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's usually what I do, but sometimes you want to come all the way back in here. So the option is
Yeah.
yours.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to save this.
Yeah, you can save your drawing here at any time just by
Little
clicking
save button up here.
save or save as. Save is going to save it to this sort of a default drawing one location. If you want to save it specifically, I would go one button over and say save as, and then you can dump this into a directory of your choosing.
Okay.
Maybe a training directory or some files that you've been starting.
Okay.
And we kind of breezed past this when we started this. But before you create it, you could give it a unique article number rather than just extruded solid 0. If you've already created it, you can simply come over here, double click, and you can change it here to say, you know, plate or something better. Something more appropriate that's better than just extruded, you know, extruded solid 1 or whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's now. You mentioned thread a minute ago because now we're actually want to put. I believe it's 1/2 13 thread here right in the middle. So we're gonna go, you know, right back to this multifunction command bores threads that we just used a moment ago.
Okay.
And you can get that via right mouse button. You can also find it up here in your ribbon.
I like that right mouse button.
Yeah, I do too. First thing you do, let's pick a plane. It's going to be the same one we did before. This time we're going to come over to this form, or this type. We're going to say threaded hole. And we only want 1 here. So we're going to switch this back to individual. And you see things are starting to respond.
Yeah.
And here's where you might not be able to find 1/2 13 now that I think about it. But we can look. Do you have
I got
UNC
UNC,
or UNF?
yeah. UNC's got it.
Okay.
Right, 1/2 inch 13, yeah.
I have half 13 under UNC.
Yeah.
I forget what's a UNC and a UNF sometimes. Okay, now that that's selected, now we want to place this right in the middle. And again, we just used a pretty good strategy. I say we use it again. Say surface centroid and click.
There it is. Nice.
And you could say apply, okay, or middle mouse button a couple of times.
That is so cool. With a standard thread.
Okay. Let's see. Any questions so far? I think you probably asked them as you go.
No, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have information overload if I don't get on this stuff right away.
Yeah, for the most part, I think our 3D commands are pretty somewhat similar to SolidWorks, Inventor, whatever else.
Yeah.
Especially this menu. Now here's something that I want to, maybe it's not in this example, but I want to show you because this is different from SolidWorks. Let's say you wanted to add a boss onto this. You know, another extrusion for example.
Okay.
If you were to do this like SolidWorks and you put a sketch and then, you know, maybe you put a rectangle here. And if you now said extrude and gave this, you know, some kind of height, I want you to watch what happens. First off, I should have deleted my sketch, but you see what happened here? We have two parts.
Oh, you needed to make, you have two parts in one. Didn't you need to make another part, right? A whole different separate part?
Well, if you did this in SolidWorks, right, you simply do another extrude on this part, it combines it with the part that you already have, right? It becomes part of this part. Correct?
Yeah.
So what I want to show you is that because we do
Oh,
parts,
stays as
assemblies, and
two
drawings
until you
all in the
combine
same
it.
space is what we need, what we have a way to differentiate from either extruding a new part or adding to an existing part. So what you're used to doing in SolidWorks, just creating another sketch like what I just did, and adding, I believe SolidWorks calls it adding a boss, I think,
Yeah,
if I
something like
recall.
that.
So in SolidWorks, if you use this one, you get a separate part. If you use this one,
It stays as combined.
it combines. And here, okay, it's
It
yelling at me
joins.
because my assembly was active when I called the command. That's you can't necessarily do that. I need to actually add to the existing part.
Okay.
And did my sketch go away? Is it still hiding there somewhere? No, my sketch went away. Okay. One more time. But here's another reason why I usually access the add here, because you're activating the correct part as you're calling the command. Whereas what I was doing a minute ago was I was maybe not paying so well attention to what I was doing. See, now I give this kind of value. What are
So
you doing?
did that by right clicking on the plane.
Did it already make it? It made it. I did that by right clicking on the part here and saying add.
Yeah. Right.
So now look at what happened here. Now we have a feature step for add, and we still have one part in the structure. So this boss is now part of this part because I used add, not extrude. Well, not so complicated. This is one of the main differences that SolidWorks or Inventor people just aren't used to. You know, when you're building one part at a time, then when you do another extrude, of course, it's going to add it to the part that you're currently working on. But since you can do multiple parts and assemblies and drawings in the same platform, we had to differentiate between add and just extrude a new solid rather than add to the existing solid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what else we got on this little thing? I think we now can start making the sheet. Something like this. This is page 109. So remember from maybe some of the intro demos I was doing, we now have model space and we have sheet space. I'll let Barry finish his note real quick.
Sorry.
No problem, no problem.
Okay.
So you got model space and you have sheet space, right?
Yeah.
And while they might look different, model space and sheet space, a view is automatically created here in sheet space. And by the way, this really is nothing different looking than what we have in model space, other than the zoom previously. So you see how there's no different from this in model and this in sheet. And here's where you can create multiple views. So if we're trying to make something like this, we're going to need to add 3 more views and some dimensioning. So in my opinion, the first thing I do is I want to add my frame because I don't know what scale I want these view sheets or sheet views per se to be. So right now it's 1:1, but I know that if I add a frame here of maybe ANSI B, actually this scale works out pretty well, but I didn't necessarily know that. Let's say I did like ANSI A, then I would probably need to do a little bit of scaling here. But even though this worked out for us this time, most likely when you're preparing a drawing sheet of a facade or a profile or whatever you're doing, you're probably going to need to scale your views for your sheet space.
Oh yeah. Yeah, send me what you got, even if it's anything. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. I know you're talking to somebody standing there, but the
Yeah.
way it only shows amount of certain info on the teams, it looks like you're standing there talking to a ghost because there is nobody in the view. It was kind of funny.
Sorry about that.
So I don't know if you probably missed a bit of that, but all I did was added a frame. Do you remember
Oh yeah.
to add a frame? You come up here to your
Need to make
frames.
sure I'm in my sheet space, no, you're doing that
Yeah.
in model space, right? Okay.
I'm actually not. I moved over to sheet space, and probably your view is going to look something like this when you move over to sheet
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
So what I was showing a minute ago is, while this might look different, it is absolutely no difference from what we had in model space. It just had a new view created being shown to you in stick view
Okay.
and top,
Yeah.
when we were working in isometric and shaded.
3D.
The
Yeah.
same thing.
We can go back to that if we wanted. Okay. So I see you're still using an ISO view for that, looks like.
I am at the moment, just because, well, here we could have left alone, and what I initially had could be this. What I was trying to demonstrate to you, though, is that even though it looked rather different, it is really no different than what we were doing over here in model space.
Right. Yeah, I picked up on that. I just don't know how you got the title block on there.
Oh, drawing
Yeah.
and
Oh, was
frame.
it drawing?
Yeah.
Where's drawing it?
Drawings to the far left. I have an extra one here. Hopefully that doesn't
Oh, I
confuse
see.
you, but
Okay, I see far left. And then drawing and then what? Frame?
drawing and then frame. Yeah.
I think didn't we do that once before?
We were doing it in 2D.
Or maybe you showed it to me. So just hit frame or do the drop down.
No, just hit frame. Just hit the button and pretend like I don't have these down here,
Okay.
because you should be seeing dins, anses, and arches. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So just ignore this. You can obviously customize what you have in this menu, and as I work with different people, sometimes I need different I need to add frames in here. So
Well, this is at page 109, right? I don't need to write all this down.
write all what down?
What we're doing. I think you said page 109 is where this begins.
Well, 109 is where the drawing is. It's not going to show you how to add a frame, because we've already covered how to add a frame previously.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean,
I
it
better
might
write
actually,
this down.
let's see, it might actually cover adding a frame, but I don't think it does. No,
Well, there you go. You need to update it. There's your reason right there.
we
just
covered that.
exposed the
We covered
flaw.
that in 2D, so you should already
Oh.
know how to add a frame.
We exposed my flaw. So it's a sheet view. And it's a frame under drawing. Got it. All right. Which one do we want? Din, ANSI, or arch?
I'm gonna go with an NCB, I think.
Okay. ANSI B. What size is ANSI B? That's
I think it's about 11 by 17.
okay. Okay. Now I gotta place it.
Yeah, now you can
All right.
place it anywhere really, but I usually just try to align it with one of the views. But you can always move your views after, so it kind of doesn't matter so much. But
I like how the this drawing attributes box pops up. You could populate everything right there.
I'll be right back. I go help my operator for 2 seconds.
oh, okay.
You know what I mean, Robert? Or as soon as you
Oh, did
place
you
it,
have
I did ANSI B,
Yeah.
and then as soon as I placed it, the dialog came up for drawing attributes.
Oh, okay. Wonder why that,
Didn't do it for years. Let me see.
I probably have that switched off somewhere in the background.
Yeah. I think I think you showed it to us last time.
So usually what I do to complete the title block, which is I hit O on the keyboard, but I don't think that's set up for you. And it comes up. If you hit O, does anything happen? My guess is that nothing happens.
Yeah, I get the same thing that comes up,
Oh,
drawing
okay.
attributes. But it looked different than yours. Did you pick NCB?
This
Yeah,
is
mine is
100%. This is
okay.
customizable.
Yeah,
So
okay. So you got yours
this can be
customized.
changed to anything you want. So this is what I have loaded. I believe this was yeah, this is another customer I was working with recently. What you probably saw,
was the
and I
full.
can actually change this quickly by, I know this is gonna be way too much, but this particular file is the one. I'm gonna switch these. So now this file is now active. So when I hit O, I get something different now.
So how do we customize that, or can we?
That's something we'll work together on. Which reminds me, have you, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, if you have some example title blocks, for, I don't know, shop drawings or fab tickets or, whatever you're
Yeah.
thinking there. If you send those over in DWG format, that's something I can start thinking about.
Okay.
And I can go
Will it
about that
cost
a
us
couple of
extra?
different ways. I could either just prepare it for you and install it for you, and then you have it. Or some people want to actually know how it works, so they might like a session on sort of describing how it can be prepared and how that can be customized. So I can just do it for
What?
you, or I can show you how it's done. Um,
I'll send
and
you. I don't mind sending you something. Well, will it cost us anything to have you do it?
no, you get a
Okay.
set included in your purchase. If you need something extra in the future, it might have a very small consultancy fee, which would just be the hours that would be used for preparing it.
Okay. Well, let me get with some of these other. We may want to change ours up a little bit because we would like to standardize, across everything.
Yeah.
Right now we've got AutoCAD, we've got SolidWorks, and now we've got HiCAD. And sometimes I throw things out there without a title block.
Mm.
So let me
Yeah.
let me confer with staff here and figure out a standard we want to go with. And I think if we're going to have you do it, you may as well do it right. So we're not changing later.
And it's not super difficult. The hardest part is linking the fields correctly,
Yeah.
so that, because each one of these, there's a hidden field. Yeah, I switched on some text points here that I have a shortcut for. But behind each one of these blocks is an attribute code that's linking it to a smart something in the background. That's a smart field. For example, something just like the date here is, we actually have this is scene, which means drawing in German, and datum means date in German. So this is a drawing date is what that field means for the date, and it's grabbing On my computer, it's just grabbing the day that the date, the current active date, when I added this title block.
Okay.
But you should be looking at the same one that I do. So this would be the same on your computer if you're using the NCB.
Yeah. Yep.
Some customers, and you by no means have to do this, is they take what we already have here and they might add their logo and they might change a little bit up. Other people have something that looks very different, but also rather nice, and they want to do that way. And that's just fine too.
Okay. If I have a note, I'll send you our title block. I mean,
Yeah, let me at least look at it.
Yep.
Even that doesn't mean that it's in stone,
okay.
because it's also very easy to change. So let me just look at it, and maybe I'll throw it in here real quick and have something prepared, but maybe not 100%. And you can still talk with your people and decide what you want to do. That's no problem.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we want to continue working on this sheet, and we have one view, but we need some more, right? We need additional views here on this page. In my opinion, the easiest way to add a new view, we have this new view command, and it's okay. It's actually pretty cool, but I'll show you this, and then I'll show you what I usually do instead. The way this works here, and by the way, I think I right-clicked on the view, not the part. Did you catch
Yeah.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, I found the menu.
You also have here in your view commands, view ribbon, new view, top left.
Standard. Okay.
And the way this works is, first, let's say it wants you to place it. So let's say that I'm going to move this and I'm going to put a view right here, for example. Let's say I want this to be top view.
Okay.
And here it's finding, let's see, it already found the part here. But if you had multiple parts, you could say you only want to select certain parts, or let's see, apply part list of a different view. I haven't tried that one yet. But here you could select your parts, and here let's say that I say apply, and it created that view and allows you to make another. And here's where I could have put the type here if I wanted to show that in hidden line or
Okay.
something. I skipped that. And you can say okay, and the view is created, which by the way is my mistake here. I can always switch this back. And that's not bad. It's actually kind of neat, actually. But what I usually do, because I think it's just a little faster, is I'll right click on this view. I'll say copy it. I'll copy it. I'll drag this out and then say top, hidden, done. But it's kind of the same thing. Did you catch that? I do this again.
Copy, and then you have to hit like. Top
So I just
view,
copied it.
so-
And now it's just in the model,
Right.
identical to this one. And now if I'm trying to create a view that looks like this, for example, then I just need to change the vantage point
Oh. Okay.
and the representation. And I already have the view that I was wanting.
Where do you click to drag it around? Left click.
You just click, hold. You see the dashed lines? When the dashed lines appear, that's when you click. You see, like now, it thinks I'm trying to zoom. But when the dashed lines appear, you're now clicking on the view.
Oh, all right, click the hole. It's not like that. View. I gotta click. Nah, I gotta click on the box. I got that. Beautiful. Got it. Alright,
Got it, Barry?
I did. Yeah, I've got it. I didn't use your copy way though. I stayed with the first way.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. So you can create a new one, or you could copy an existing one and then manipulate it with the typical commands for view and representation. That's kind of the two main ways. So use either one of these strategies to create the remaining two views for down here. Actually, let me show you one more thing before we do. Let's say I have a quick way to create
Projections?
a
Okay.
projection or a
Yeah.
derived view, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Here you can say, we call it horizontal or vertical view. Maybe could be described better, but basically you drag it down to here and you get something like this.
I'm doing wrong here. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
So this is the view I got.
Okay.
Trying to right click it, and I'm getting
So you're
this.
right clicking on the part. You want to right click on the view, which is very close to the part. I understand. So now right click. You see that the dashed pink lines are available. Now
Okay.
you're pulling up view options.
Yeah.
Whereas if you
All
click
right.
on the part, you're pulling up part options.
Okay. So the projection would have been one of these.
Yeah, that second button. Let's try that one.
Yep.
Now just drag it down.
Yep. And now I want to create a projection of this.
And now you can do it again. Yeah.
Going that way. Projection. See, there we go again. All right. Try it like that.
Yeah.
All right. That's better.
Yeah. The only thing you got to be careful with there is, are you clicking on a view or the part?
Right. And now we're okay. This is great.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm trying to escape out.
For views, views are not really it's a command, but it's not really a feature. So you typically a view command, it's a one and done type of deal.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's an exception. I can't think of one at the moment.
So if I want to slide these up a little bit more on the page, will they move together? Do I have to tag them both?
No, since you derived one from the other, the derived ones are going to move together. Go ahead and try it. So pick that one that you're closest to and try to drag it up. Not the part, but the view. There you go. So, oh, okay. Because of, did it really not go up? I think I know why.
Yeah. Okay. I had to pick up the first one. This one over here.
Because
one
let's
over
see,
here.
because you projected down and then across.
Right.
So when you derive a view from another view, they automatically link them together, which can be rather nice. It can also be irritating depending on what you're trying to do. You can link them and you can also unlink them. So let's just say there, I thought you were zooming. So if you want to unlink a view, you see how if you move that one, I think all three of them move.
Did it? Yep, sure did.
Yeah. So let's say you wanted to unlink that bottom left one for some reason. If you right click on the view and you see almost at the bottom link views,
Yeah.
and you click that, and then you say delete the link. There's where you can manually link to another view, but here's where you can also delete the link. Now drag
Now I
that one
can move
around.
it individually.
Now you can do anything you want to do.
Okay.
And notice that it will still help you align it back up to that first
So
one.
still, yeah, snap right back in. I like that.
That's
Okay.
recent, actually. That's of maybe 2023 or 2024. Before those versions, it was just you could move it, but you had real no indication of whether you're aligning it with another one. So they're always trying to find new ways to improve things.
Yeah. So speaking of that, right before we signed up, you guys were releasing a latest and greatest update.
Yeah,
Point something 3.23 as opposed to 2.
that's a patch. So those were bug fixes that were identified and submitted between 2.2 and further. So that can certainly be installed. Here's just a couple of tips and suggestions. We're real picky about versions. So if you install that version right now, it's then going to tell you that your catalog, which manages your library parts, and your configuration that manages your settings are not going to be in the correct version anymore. They have to be versioned to match the software version. Now, is that hard? No, but there's steps that need to be taken, and you need to be shown. So if you were to just take that icon that is in your tray somewhere and download and install, it would install it for you. But now your catalog and configuration, it's not going to update those for you. That's a manual process that, while it's not difficult, it is still manual. So my suggestion to you is when you want to do an update, let's do it together at least the first time, to familiarize yourself. And if you're still not familiar, we can still do it together again. But let's do those together for at least 1 or 2 times.
Okay. Do we need that update
Um,
soon, or what are
my
your thoughts on that?
my suggestion is, since it's a patch, yes, it's, of course, it's nice to have bug fixes until you encounter a situation where you need that fix. Like it could be bugs for commands in steel structures. Well, you're not going to use those. So to take the time to stop and do that, that's fine. We can still do it. Might not make the most sense right away. So some customers will update every single time something's available, or some customers will sort of strategically at certain times update, either because they need a fix that they reported, or maybe a new function is rolled out and frankly you want to explore it. And that's great. That's just fine. I do it every time because my boss seems to not like it when I don't, but sometimes I strategically I maybe wait a couple weeks after, because frankly an update takes about as long as the install did. It's about an hour and a half. You don't always have that hour and a half to sit there staring at the screen while things are happening. You want to be doing work. So
Yeah. I just like to wait anyway. A lot of times Microsoft has a lot of great examples, but there's a recent one they did. You know about that one with the SSD drives, where their update was actually disabling a lot of solid state thumb drives.
I
Permanent.
don't know about that one, but that doesn't surprise
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I had to
Um,
change it back real quick.
Yeah,
That's
and you
why you
make a
don't
good
jump on updates right away.
point there. Because actually coming up here in about 3 weeks, I think, is 2026 will be rolled out. It usually rolls out a couple of months before the year. And what a lot of customers do is they wait till January when it's already had some patches, and in January we roll out new functions to go with that version. So even though an initial version is available in October, they wait till January to download and install.
I think it gives it more time to solidify, and
Correct.
it's
Yeah.
usually out with the old bugs and in with the new.
That is also true. With software, I feel like software is a living organism sometimes.
Yep. All right, so we've got our title page and 3 views, 4 actually, counting the isometric.
4 views. Yep, that's correct.
Yep. And I guess now would probably be dimensioning
Now,
once we get everything where we want it.
now it can be dimensioning. So let me just unlink that. I at least like my isometric to not be linked to something else. So when I copied this to here, that also links them. So when you copy a view from another one, it's linked by default. Now you can remove the link, but remember it's just linked by default.
Yeah.
So dimensioning works very similar to 2D, but better, in my opinion. So your dimensioning here is going to be found in your 3D dimensionings. And at least for the first little bit, it looks very similar to 2D dimensionings. These first buttons work very, very similarly to the 2D. Now, when you get over here, we got
2D
kind of
dimension.
some new things going on. But so again, kind of remember with 2D, where this top left button covered a large variety of situations. And again, I'm back on 2D in case you didn't notice that.
Right.
So this button we're using in 2D. So in 3D, we
yeah.
have basically the same thing. The same thing, but adapted for 3D a little bit. So this button allows you to say, for example, I want to take, and now you can click on lines. So remember with 2D, I told you had to click point to point. In 3D, you can click on the whole line and it'll grab the length of that line.
So you press that button.
I hit the button here, and then I right away started selecting things.
Okay. All right, I see.
And one thing I'm noticing, at least on my screen, is that I have the incorrect length of this plate. It's 5. For some reason, I thought it was 4 3/4. Well, that's no big deal because I can come back here to my feature and I can change my sketch to 5.
Did we do that too?
It depends on if you followed my lead and typed in the wrong value, which is possible, I suppose.
I wouldn't mind going in there and just so I know how to do it.
Yeah.
So go back into sketch. Okay,
so I'm going to come back
to
the feature step here. I'm going to expand it, and I'm going to double click on sketch.
Okay, double click on it. There we go.
And it looks kind of funny because all views are doing the same thing, which is what you want. Actually, you want everything to sync together. But here I only need to change this value to be a 5. So I double click. I
So you
double
went
click
to
the
the
value,
original. Okay. And just change it to 5. All
change it
right.
to 5, and apply.
And then it is apply. Nice. And that changed it.
Change it
All
everywhere,
right.
of course. Yeah.
So if we could make the dimension text bigger
Yeah.
a little bit and see how we can move the dimension after the fact. That's really cool. How do we get
Mhm.
those offsets closer? We just got to move it closer. You know, I'm talking about the dimension line offsets
Like these.
from the, yeah. How do we get those like a fixed
So
set?
that's
Or,
going to be a setting. And just like 2D, you can double click on the dimension, and
Mhm.
it's going to bring you into, this is kind of like your auxiliary text menu in 2D.
I remember you could do one, or you could set up like a dim style rule. I
You
like
can
that you could
do
do one
you
if you
can do one
wanted.
by one, or you could change everything globally by going to 3D dimensions and hitting
Dimensions.
dimensions.
And that'll set the rules right there.
And one thing you'll notice is that this menu has far more options to configure than the 2D menu.
Yep.
So here you're talking about projection lines. So here it actually is in this first menu. Where were you wanting this line to go all the way back to the part, or you wanted it?
Yeah, maybe just a 16th off of the reference point there, or where it's referencing, or an eighth, probably 16th.
Let's see. So we got some different ones in here. We can say unshortened. We can say length. We can say distance to base point. Scale independent. That kind of might sound like what you're looking for. Let's see. You can
No,
draw.
I've got, what do you, okay, you've got dimension, okay, dimension lines.
I'm in dimension
That's just a
lines, which
different
is probably the first one that you're looking at.
distance to base point. Oh, where were you? On the second projection line. Is that what you had? Distance to base point, distance to base point? Yeah.
Yeah.
Scale independent. Yeah. All right. So let's see how that goes. See what
Yeah,
that
let's see
does.
how it goes. That's what there's no preview here, so I have to, well, what I'm doing now is applying it globally moving forward.
Oh,
Which is why sometimes what we're doing here, we circle
that means
back
you have
on,
to,
because let's say I want to do it just, so let me show you something. If I double click, it brings you to this, in which case you can click this to say change the parameters, and it opens up then
oh,
this.
where were
But
you on
let's,
that? I'm there. I just don't know where you clicked at.
right here,
Okay. I see.
and it takes a minute for some reason. It takes 5 seconds to open. Now
Yeah.
let's say you wanted to skip this menu and go straight to the parameters via a right click.
Okay. I see that.
And you can
Change
skip that, we'll
parameters.
call it the auxiliary text menu.
Okay.
Now let's change it on this. Let's change it on this one, because we can see it respond. And when we like what the settings that we have, we can then apply it for the whole drawing or globally for your whole system. Okay.
Yep.
So let's put it back to what we were working on. We say distance to base point 1/16.
Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Man, that's a lot of numbers in there.
Right.
It's taken a nice metric value, which is the default, and it's just converting it over to imperial. which, okay, fine. It could be better, but I see what they're doing. Now let's see.
Yeah, okay.
And
It might do it on new dimensions. Okay, yours is there. Mine's not, mine didn't take effect.
I
Zoom
applied
in.
it. I applied it to this one only.
Okay, I thought I was doing, okay, no, I'm sorry. It did work. I'm trying to manipulate the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
It did work for that one. So we would just need to do the same thing globally, right?
If you're happy with that,
Yeah, that's what I'd like. Because a lot of guys, you'll think something's okay. They'll like, well, I can't tell what it's pointing to.
well, here's what I then wanted to show you. If you're happy with one, looky here.
Yeah.
Save as favorite.
Oh,
And here you could say, you know, Mullets standard or whatever.
hmm
Now here's what I do. I have one for imperial, decimal, imperial fractions, and then metric, because I'm always bouncing back and forth between, I do have some customers in Canada and Mexico here that actually use metric. So I have these three prepared and ready to go so I can jump around. Now,
so those
let
are
me,
your stored favorites right there.
these are the
Is that what you're
stored
saying?
ones that I have here.
Okay.
So for you, you could say, mullets, standard. I don't know if you're going to do, you could start with decimal or fractions. I don't know. But you could take your pick here. Mullet standards, decimal.
Save as favorite. And
Or
I'm just going to call it very
actually, this
standard.
example uses fractions. So let's maybe say fractions.
I'm still in decimals.
But it's whatever. And you save that. So now you have that here in your list. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can exit this menu because this menu is for this dimension only. Okay. So you exit this menu and let's come back up to our global dimensions. Now, one more thing I should say, these dimensions are global for this drawing. So your dimension settings lives with the drawing. Now, if you have those settings that you like and you want to make it global for all drawings, we can do that. I'll show you in a minute. But right now we're working with this drawing only. So you can have a set. So say you make a shop drawing set for one customer and they want fractions, and you do another one for another customer and they want decimals, let's say. So you have different settings loaded for one drawing versus the other. And so those settings are going to live with those drawings. So it's saved with the SCA. So let's say now I'm in my global menu for this drawing. I'm going to load this and apply it. Now, globally, so that the next time I do a dimension, you see it's adopting,
Oh,
maybe it's
yeah.
hard to see, but you see this is a little bit, this one comes out further that I did earlier, which I can, of course, get rid of now. So I remember, to me, this was a very strange concept of the settings saving to the drawings, because here's what I would do. I would save something here. I would do my drawing, and then I would come out over here to my next drawing, and I'd start drafting, and I would do dimensionings, and I would say, huh, how come this is behaving differently than what I just set up? And that's because it was with this drawing only, not all drawings. So how do you apply to all drawings? So if you got a standard that you want to be global, for all drawings, you need to hit this button and hit save parameters. And it will save these to your settings configuration, which will then be the standard for all drawings moving forward.
All right. Something changed on mine. We're good on those offset points. However, my for the 4-inch or the dimension figure is, I can't move it. It's stuck on the very end now. And I don't remember changing it. I like it to be centered in that. Let me share my screen. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm talking about this dimension right here.
So
Close
you're in a
that.
command. So exit the command and now click that 4 and drag it to where you want it to be.
Oh,
The problem was you were in a command. It thought you were trying to apply a new dimension when you're trying to move a previous dimension.
okay. All right, I'm going to delete this. We're going to do this again.
Okay.
Variable. Grab that. What's happening here? Escape. Variable. Grab this. There we go. And see, I'm see how it's on the end? I'm thinking it should be right in the middle, right where my cursor is. And then it's a matter of
Good.
grab this. Yeah, right. Doing it. Escape the
that again.
command. And,
Do that again slowly.
all right,
So
hold on, now
delete
it's
it.
moving. I did it
No,
after.
it ought to be able to
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. So we'll try this again. We're gonna go variable. I'm gonna come over here, grab this. See how it's at the very end now? And I left click and there it's stuck there. So I go to grab it and move it and it won't. So I escape the command and then I can grab and move it. Does that make sense? That's what's happening, but no, it doesn't make sense. Huh. I'm gonna delete this again.
let's see.
Okay, so variable.
Mine's doing that too all of a sudden. And I've actually never seen it do that before.
Wow.
What is going on? All right,
No,
let me play for a minute here.
you want control?
I'll just play on. I actually can't. You guys have something going on in your team settings where take control is grayed out there. You see it up top?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right. Why might it be doing that?
So I left click. I'm not holding it down. I just clicked once. Bringing it out. I'm going to left click. See where that 4 is still stuck there. I'm just going to left click right here. And I'm still in the command. You would think because I'm still in the command, I'd be able to grab that 4 and slide it, but I can't. So I have to escape. And then I can grab the 4 and slide it.
It's something we did in the settings. Let's see. Because when I switch back to one of my defaults, that doesn't happen. So let's see.
Change parameter individually. All I did was change these. The first projection line and second projection line. What's that? Right there, text alignment says centered.
That's probably dimension text. dimension figure is gonna be the,
Oh.
but I haven't seen a way to align that differently. Position to relative.
Is above. They're centered. Position relative to dimension line. It was set on above, so I'm going to just select centered. There's another one. Second dimension figure above or below. There's no center. I'm just going to hit OK. See what that does. I'm going to delete this. We'll do another one. Nope.
No, I didn't fix it on my side either.
So
Let's see.
and I can put it anywhere.
I'm gonna switch back to my standard,
Yeah, it's
which
definitely
doesn't
different.
have the problem. I'm gonna
You can
take
see
my
this one.
standard, apply this to
Do that. How you doing, Marco? Yours?
Mine still comes up on the center. I don't think I changed as many dimensioning settings as you guys did.
okay. Now it's not doing it. Do you have anything else in that star? Do you have a default or anything that could be put back? No. Okay.
Maybe I should delete this favorite. Can you? Yeah, you can.
Well, you can delete it, but that doesn't make the settings still active in the menu behind you.
Okay. There's a ton of options in here. X alignment centered. I'm pretty sure that should do it. Dark blue dimension figure. I've got, okay, see it come back to above now.
Above, so that appears to be changing it vertically, which is very little bit. If you zoom in, you'll see it kind of go.
Okay.
Okay. So
See
what
that?
is controlling? Let's see. If we change this back to unshortened or something. Oh.
You would think it would be under dimension figure.
Interior, exterior. Excess length. But other than dragging it, I wasn't aware of a like a left to right. It's almost like in Word when you pick that left align, right align, or center align.
Yeah, justification.
Yeah, justification. Yeah, thank you.
You know, it may not even do that next time I restart.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. It's almost like a glitch. I don't know. It could be a bug.
Might go back
Could
to
be
normal.
or a temporary glitch.
Yeah. 'Cause this thing is so robust. I'm looking at this thing. There's got to be a million lines of code to this program.
Oh, for sure. And it's maybe you know, maybe you didn't. It's not a standard programming language. It's our programming language. So they created their own kernel.
It's
So
insane.
so developers for us, yeah, we hire them from knowledgeable people, but still they come in even if they've been programming for 50 some years and they know nothing because they don't know this particular language. Why did we do it that way? I don't know. What are the benefits there? I don't know. It, but
Proprietary.
they say it's about 5 years. Any developer needs about 5 years with the company before they're really providing value to the code,
Wow.
which seems nuts to me. And yet they're having trouble finding developers in general. Sometimes they have they got some positions to fill. I don't know. They're also real adamant about the office in Germany is you have to be in Germany. Like they'll find qualified people and neighboring countries or wherever, and
Move them over.
you have to move to Germany, and well, they don't want to move to Germany. They're happy in France or the Netherlands or Belgium or wherever.
America.
If it's okay with you, I say we move on. If it continues, yeah, we'll try a restart because it was doing it on mine for a minute, but now it's not.
Okay. Well,
Which I
then we
find
know
interesting.
it's a little glitch.
I think so because I don't
Okay.
know of a setting that adjusts that.
Oh, it could be manually corrected. I'm fine with just moving forward, and we'll see if it continues.
If it persists, it's real simple. We submit a bug, and then they fix it.
So yeah, it's doing it everywhere. You can see how it's over here as well.
Do me a favor, save this drawing and shut her down and open it back up.
Okay. Drawing save. Close all. Start my HiCAD again. I think it's this one. They're still in the same place, but I don't know if it's gonna,
Just try a new
Um,
one. Try creating a new dimension.
the dimension variable, come off of here. Why is it doing that?
Still doing it.
What's wrong with computer, Barry?
What about you, Marco? You getting anything interesting?
No, mine's all pretty normal.
He never changed his base
Standard.
offset.
No.
Yeah, he's still
I changed
measuring from.
I did change the space offset, but I didn't save any favorites or anything.
Yeah, I got some defaults I can fall back on. You don't yet.
Can I just delete the favorite?
Yeah. Do this. Delete the favorite. Yeah, that's a good idea. I got a good idea. Delete the favorite. Okay. Now you didn't hit that save parameters yet, did you?
No,
To make it global.
no, I did not.
So let's go to a new drawing.
A new drawing, you said?
Yeah, just start a blank drawing. You don't have to close this one though. Say cancel.
Shit. Closed it. You want me to open it back up?
Yeah, if you go to your ISD button there, top left, it's
Recent.
probably going to be one of those. There you go. So just go to a new drawing. No, no,
I've
no, don't
already
hit
got
that
a new
yet.
drawing.
Remember, you got to go to switch drawing.
I don't remember that.
It's right there next to your views.
Up here?
No,
Oh, over here. One of these?
yeah, let's see. Is there a pen or something that I can draw on your? Notes. Thought there was. Can't you see me clicking on it on your screen?
I wish.
I thought there was like a draw function in this thing, but maybe not. Oh, just a package. Okay. Sorry, my doorbell rang. It looks like it's just UPS guy. I don't need to do anything. You see over. Okay, so you see your views, right? Your view in your. Okay, and then you see all the tabs at the bottom. You got HCM, graphic, properties, another
Yep.
HCM. You see that switch drawing, the very last one?
Oh, okay.
Okay, now click a blank, that blank space, a blank drawing. Now say new drawing, and it doesn't close any other ones that you have open. So if you just hit new drawing, it closes the one you're working on, it opens a new drawing. If you click that little blank button first and then say new drawing, it keeps your other stuff open.
Nice. Okay.
So now
You gotta do
let's
that from
just,
there.
so now just, I don't know, draw
Like
something real
something.
quick, a cube or another extrude or just something that we can dimension.
Cool.
Okay. So go to your dimension.
Pete, where was that? It was right here.
No, it doesn't matter if you're in sheet model space, but this is fine. You can dimension a model space, by the way. I don't know necessarily why you would, but you can do it.
Yeah, it's
So just place that somewhere. I know it's small. That's okay. We haven't scaled anything. Just now go zoom in on find that dimension. You
not
can probably
seeing the
double click
dimension.
anywhere on the line. End the command.
Hmm.
And just double click. Okay, now take this default. I want you to go to your star. I want you to save this favorite as default. Okay. And okay or cancel, it doesn't really matter. Now go back to your other drawing.
You want the, okay.
Okay. And go to
We want
your
that
dimensioning.
one. Or the new one? The old one?
Just go to your dimensions and let's set the standard moving forward to be that default, and then we can adjust it further from there. So
Okay. What am I doing again? I'm sorry.
why are you back on this drawing?
I'm sorry. This
No
one.
problem. Just go to 3D dimensions and hit the dimension button. The settings. The settings.
What up top says dimensions, about halfway through.
Oh, this one.
Now load your favorite that you made from the other drawing. And
Default.
say okay.
And
Now
then make a
create it.
new.
Now create a new dimension.
Ah,
Is it still doing it? Oh my
yeah, and it's upside down now. Now it's right in that line. There's got to be a bug or a glitch. I probably just need to restart my whole machine.
Probably.
Probably need to
It's
reinstall
probably
HiCAD at this point.
it's probably because Marco's attached to this conversation somehow. I'm fine with just moving forward unless you think we really need to address this.
If it persists, then I would find that very
Yeah, if
annoying.
it persists, we'll want to do something. I really do think because you can see I've got 10 million things going on at the same time. So a lot of times you shut everything down, restart, and start with a fresh drawing, and things are good.
Especially since it was doing it on my screen for a little bit, and then I screwed around with the defaults and activated, deactivated, did some stuff, and then it seemed to went away.
Yeah, so if I exit the command, I could still move it. So it's not like the end of the world right this second.
Hopefully a restart. It could also be something, well, I tend to say probably not. It could be the way your graphics card is interacting with something. I don't know. It could be causing interesting behavior, but seems like it's not. But okay, let's go a little bit further on this one. I think at least it's giving you the chance to explore, what the settings are, where they're at. You can save the favorites.
Yeah.
You can make adjustments. So I know at one point I think you said you wish the text was larger. Well, I know we didn't do that, but you probably know where you would go to do that. In that menu, you got font, you got text size in there.
Right. I like how everything is kind of related or really right at the right click options. Most anything you need is like a right click away.
Yeah, a lot of things are.
Mhm.
So yeah, you probably you might have seen it, but here you have for a dimension figure is you got font size. Maybe you want it to be I don't know, maybe bigger yet, but anyway, that's where you change it. So most dimensionings, I think you got the idea. When it comes to your holes, it's more of the same, but remember from 2D, you got to be careful not to click the Z, but you got to move it just a little bit further away so only your hole is activated.
Right.
And then based on where you drive your cursor, you get it out this side or going up or down.
So, but we have to, okay, I see. Well, we don't want, the Z. What are we looking for? OP?
Um,
UP? Quadrant?
No,
No.
your circle will be highlighted. Yeah.
just
Oh,
you see
just
my
a
screen
highlight.
right now, just the circle with no points activated.
I see. I got it. Yeah,
And you have to
we're
dance
good.
your mouse around a little bit to make that happen.
Yep, we are good.
Now, since this thread was done via a catalog item, it's a little special. For this one, we need to do an annotation. So up here in 3D dimensionings, we have annotation buttons. And let me just start that by saying if we want to do just a standard annotation, we can do this one that says text. It's going to ask you to select the part. Let's say I pick this part. And then you can type a text, but that's not typically what you'll do. I'll finish the command this way. You can type a text by, giving it a position, and you get text there. Now, what's better is let's say we actually want to utilize this article number, which has already been assigned for whatever you typed there. So if we double click, go back into this annotation, and I realize this is probably a lot, we can assign an attribute here
To
from
the text or the part? You assigning that attribute to the part or to the text? To the text.
I'm changing.
Okay,
Okay,
you're
let's back
changing
up.
the text.
Yeah, let's back
I
up for
get.
a minute. So
I
this
got
is
you.
an annotation template. Okay, this will be
Okay.
used in a variety of situations. Now you can type whatever you want, and that will show. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But when would you really do that? Well, sometimes you might, but what's better is that we utilize an attribute, for example, for article number, because we already assigned an article number of plate or whatever you did when you made your part. So when I utilize a smart field like that, you see it adapts article
Yeah.
number into that field.
We're gonna want to do that, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're definitely going to want to do that.
Yeah.
Now let's say I itemize. Okay, what the heck is itemizing? We probably haven't done that. Itemizing is creating. You see, it did nothing. Let me explain why. For parts that have been set to be BOM relevant. BOM relevant means that you want that part or assembly to have a drawing, to receive a number, to be on the bill of materials, okay? Because you can
Does it
model
have to have
something, say you're modeling something like an extruded, you say you model an extruded solid to support your detail that you're making. You're not actually going to provide that solid to your client or anybody. You just want that in your model. So you would model that as not BOM relevant, as a supporting part to the drawing. For provided parts, you want to click that. And now when I itemize, I
it's
get a
going to show
number
up.
per predefined rule that's active, per a default rule. Now you can create different rules so that different parts receive different types of numbers, different increments, or you can also combine with letters. You can do all kinds of powerful things with this itemization. But for now, we're just going to say, okay, a predefined number. So this plate, I believe the rule that's active right now is that generalized parts, which this is, starts at 1,000 and goes up from there. Why is it starting at 1,000? Because we got tons of other rules for plates, like for parts like sheet metal and steel and blah 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 blah, that starts at 1 or 10 or 100 or 500. So take your part, make sure it has the BOM relevant quality or attribute assigned to it. And when you click this itemize button, a number will appear. Because here I can take mine away. See, no number. I click the button and it assigns numbers. And it'll assign that for your entire drawing for all the parts that are identified as BOM relevant. So I know we only have one part here, but it would go all the way down your structure, assigning numbers, unique numbers to all the appropriate parts.
Okay.
So this one next to it, this one, what's the difference between this one, and this one? Well, not much, but let me explain. This one here, if I do the same exercise, see again, select the part, okay. Select the reference point, okay. You see that one is assigning this number. So number, text, and this one we'll do in a minute. But what I want to point out to you is look at this. This is no different from this. It just has the item number field pre-populated into the template. So even though I used this button with the number next to it, there's nothing stopping me from saying whatever I want, or article number, or back to the number again. What's the number here? Item number. It's a smart field for item number. And now it's back to the 1000. So these three buttons are no different other than they have a different default already loaded. You can change that at any time. So that's the main point I want to make. Now, for this thread here, since the thread came from the catalog, remember when we made this, we went into our library and we pulled a standard size from the library. So this is going to need this standard. Let's see, it's doing something. You see, it's pulling that. Which, by the way, double click. Let's look at it. Catalog designation is the field that it pulled, which, by the way, is here. So the only difference between those buttons is, okay, no, I'm doubling it. Let's not do that. Is that the field that's loaded by default. Now you can create these. Everything in this menu, here you're going to see a common theme. Looky here. Save as favorite. It's just not a star. It looks a little bit different. And you can save everything in this menu as a text object. So a text object, it's going to save here in your sys directory, but you can copy them. You could create all these and copy them in a Marco system, and then he has all the same stuff that you just created, or vice versa. It's just called a text object. It's not called a star favorite. It's just called a text object favorite here. Same thing, just a little bit different. And everything here in this menu, from, you know, text size, you know, really big, to color, blue. Here's your line. You can say, I want my line to also be blue. Or let's say, you know, I'll show you here, or no line at all. Okay. So everything that you do here can be conveniently saved as a text object. By the way, these text objects, when we go to update, you know, you're talking about that patch, another version. If you were to save these into your sys directory and we update to that patch, we need to make note of which ones you created yourself and save them to an archive, a settings archive, because every time we update your system, you might lose that. Because it wipes everything away, it installs fresh. So as we work together, and I especially want you to hear, as you work on your own, try to remember to save favorites such as these text objects in the sys directory, and put them, also make a little archive somewhere and just dump them in there. This is also why I want you to not do an update on your own, so that you can talk to me about what you might have done since then, and we can make sure your stuff is backed up. Because let me tell you what happens is people see that little thing down here, you know, product updates, and right now I'm up to date, but they'll download it, they'll click install, and then they'll call me up and say, hey, how come all my settings and all my customization is gone? And I'll say, well, what have you done recently? Oh, all I did was just updated to the patch. And I said, well, okay, did you back up your custom settings like I've told you 1,000 times to do? And they say, huh? What do you mean?
So does it have a custom settings export option?
Say again, one more time.
Is there a settings export option for custom settings? You export your custom settings? A lot of like
some things,
SolidWorks and AutoCAD has.
well, a lot of things are automatically saved to your configuration. You don't have to think about it, because your configuration, I know it's not right now, but everything here in this database, as well as also everything in the folder that's behind the database, which for me is in this folder. Well, I got all kinds of stuff that I'm working with. So here, this particular folder applies to the software version that I'm working in right now. And so all your looky here, favorites, they're saved in a directory, which, by the way, this is the catalog file that is read with this database editor, with this settings database editor. So all the favorites that we're doing previously with these dimensionings already backed up. You don't have to think about it, okay? These annotation callout templates are one of the few exceptions where we have to think about it ourselves. And slowly they're improving that, where I hope one day everything is in that configuration folder.
Yeah, there should be a one that does all standard user configs.
It
Didn't
does
we say we
almost
could
all.
save? We could, so it's almost all.
It's almost
Um,
all. We have to think about a couple of things at the moment. I hope they continue to improve that.
Can we store our configs, just the configs on our user folder on the network?
Anywhere, yeah. Your
And route
PC, the
it?
network, OneDrive,
So-
it doesn't matter.
If that's the case, I mean, will the software run from with a config path that's not
You can
standard, I
technically
guess?
take this and say open and browse to anywhere on your PC or network drives. I'm at my house, so I don't have any network drives, but anything that's available from your PC.
Okay.
However, some processes in HiCAD look for things inside that sys directory. So
Yeah.
what I tell my clients is we'll do it together. You don't have to worry about it. Let's do it together. But let's create a folder somewhere. I'm just using my desktop as an example and
I'm
call
gonna write
this.
that down as our list of things to do when we sit down to do all the
Yeah.
piddly stuff, like with the license update and the ASTM for the bore. And then I'll just write down user configs.
It's not as
Right.
intimidating as it sounds. Just work with me on this. I know the temptation is to download and install that yourself. Let's
Oh, not for
not
me,
do
it ain't.
that for a little bit here, okay?
Yeah.
Because already together we're working here in training, but I'm already in the back of my mind is I'm watching what you're saving, and if we develop a custom setting together, the first thing that I will say after we finish it is let's go save this right now into your archive. The only thing is when you're working on your own, that's maybe where you might forget to do that. But here's the fail safe, guys. Say, here's my HiCAD right now that I'm working with. You'll notice that I got quite a few here. This is the one that I'm currently using. When I install a new version, I am not deleting this folder, at least not right away. So if we think we have everything saved and you call me up one day and say, oh man, I went to do an annotation and it's just not there. I say, well, you still have that old installation directory, right? You say, yeah, I haven't deleted it yet. And I say, okay, let's go into it. We go to the sys directory. We sort by type here. And we see here text objects, FTDs. These are text object, FTD. So we can come right back into here to your text objects and we'll look for it and we'll grab it if we miss it. But
Okay.
by the time we're done, we'll have a nice little folder called settings somewhere, and we'll have everything there. It'll be backed up on your server somewhere, and we'll just copy them right back into your HiCAD at the time of an installation, and everything should be exactly how it was before. And
Okay.
it used to be a lot more of this had to be done, but they're doing a pretty good job saving things directly to this configuration. Just these template objects are one of the few stragglers that they haven't implemented a better solution yet.
You want to maybe knock these things out first thing Friday when we reconvene?
Yeah, that's fine.
Way all the licensing, everything will be out. All this kind of stuff will be out of the way.
Yeah, what do you have on the list?
And,
We got the license, we got the
There's got three
catalog,
things.
we got the
License,
standards.
Yep. Those three things: standards, catalog, and update the licensing. For now.
And actually, when we right write settings down there too. I have some standard settings that we give to you, which just gives a little bit of extras. I have them here in your folder, but I don't think we actually copied them in. So I have a starting point for you right here on settings that will copy what I have here. And it just has a couple of supporting macros for shortcuts and a couple of other extras here. And this will be a starting point to your custom settings that I want you to, of course, keep on your side, but I want you to also send them to me periodically so I have an archive here. So let's say your building burns down and your server's trash. I can fork them right back to you.
Okay. We got 4 things.
4 things. We got license, we got ASTM, we
Analog.
got settings, and what's the 4th?
User configs. So we're not, so they're not overwritten upon update. We'll just consolidate them and maybe relocate them away from the installed directory, just as a backup.
Okay. Yeah.
That way,
Because
if and when we
right
do
now,
update, yeah.
right now, y'all are working inside of your HiCAD for both your settings configuration and your catalog. So you're working from these directories right now. Now you can take these, copy, paste them anywhere you want outside of the directory, and we map to them. By the way, in the registry, not here, in somewhere very different. But we map to them from a local machine key, which we'll look at on Friday, but it's here, 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 and then here. You see these 2 keys? We got catalog directory.
You create a
and
map drive
configuration.
to that folder. Okay, I got you. Yep.
So you see mine are pointed to the D drive, my D drive, which is outside of HiCAD. So you can map to your server, you can map to your local PC anywhere. Probably the server would be good, so you and Marco are using the same stuff. That's what most customers like to do.
Yeah.
I like that. Yep. So that's number 4.
Okay.
I think once we get those things out of the way, we could, it would probably help us focus more on what we're trying to accomplish with this software package.
Get that out of the back of your mind.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes we do that in the installation day, but sometimes you don't really know what you want to do yet till you dive in and start seeing things. So, and sometimes my boss he'll say, well, did you do this, 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 and this? Well, no. He'll be like, WTF? Why not? Well, because they didn't know. It's like, well, did you tell them this, this, and this? Okay, well, remember, sir, these are brand new to this. They don't really know. They don't even know what they're looking at yet to be able to give these decisions. And my boss has been using HiCAD for 25 years, so like he's so beyond jaded that he just can't. He can't remember a day when he didn't know this stuff. Which I'm catching myself there, starting to get there. Which
we're watching you get there. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
All right. I really try to think back to, hey.
Sometimes you're just a little fast, but I understand why. And it's only because I'm watching you over here on this screen, and then I go to repeat what you're doing, and you're already 3 steps ahead of me. By the time I find that's what I'm getting at.
My instructor did the very same thing, and I know it drives you nuts.
Yeah. Other than that, you're doing a great job answering, explaining everything.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, don't be afraid to speak up. I don't think you are.
I'm slow as it is.
Let's see. You can also select multiple views by holding control, and then you can move. If
Oh,
they're not linked
okay.
together, you see how this one
Yeah.
wasn't? So I just selected it, held control, selected this one, and now they're temporarily linked together. So you can do stuff like that too, if they're unlinked.
Yeah. I think I went ahead and unlinked all of mine.
I find that linking together, it drives me nuts.
Yeah. I still like, because they'll still snap, in alignment when they're unlinked like that. And that's why I think it's,
Yeah.
I wonder if you could set a default. No, I guess you probably wouldn't want to. I was
It
gonna say
used to
set a
be
default.
It used to be that they didn't line up like that, and you might keep them linked together, whereas now you might unlink them. Also, previously, when that wasn't the case, you might catch yourself coming out here to 2D and quickly drawing a line like that,
Yep.
and then you're coming over here trying to align them up, or yeah, I don't know. They made some great improvements here in the past couple of years on that.
We've all had to do that.
For sure.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna try to get to.
What's that?
The drawing you just showed that was the exercise I wanted to get to. Not that one.
This one?
Right, that one right there. Yep. I haven't been to that one yet. Did you do that one yet, Marco?
I'm not.
This this was one I was going to suggest you try on your own,
Yeah.
because it'll
It's on
it'll
the phone.
exercise your sketching. Um, we we did something similar in 2D. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, try that in 3D. And this book actually, I wrote this book, and I wrote this book to try to dummy proof it, because I wanted to be able to give this book to a prospect on a trial version where they haven't purchased any consultancy training or anything, and I want them to be able to read through this book and achieve success, at least with the exercises in this book, on their own. And so uh, hopefully, and I'm always open to feedback, it walks you through exactly how you can do this. And you can try the steps in the book, and you can try your own steps. That's fine too. But yeah, give that a try if you can, maybe before next time. Because what I want to do now is something very simple, but it shows you, it induces an assembly, and it induces fastening. So this is usually what I go to next. And then we maybe, let's see. And then I usually don't do this part, but you can practice that on your own. It's a revolve. We got
Mhm.
here, we got extrude, and we got revolve right next to it. Because then I want to come back here, because I want to start sheet metal, which is more along your business. So I
Yep.
want to do this one here, and then move on to sheet metal.
Okay.
So we got a few minutes. We probably won't finish it, but let's just go for it here, for the last little bit.
All right.
So you can save this or not.
Mine's already saved.
Okay. And we're going to say new.
Go ahead and close that one then.
You can. You don't have to, but you can. My computer fans are going crazy right now, and I don't really know why. I don't know. I keep seeing this WSAPPX, which like manages your Windows store and a bunch of crap. I don't. It's been working quite a bit lately, and I don't really understand why.
Seems like maybe a temporary cache. Something's maxed out, and you could be leaking memory, and it's just like a little mini dump to help it manage. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
Like a buffer overrun.
like I ran a disk cleanup the other day. It might have helped a little bit.
Yeah, I need to do
Maybe
the
you know
same.
something more powerful.
They say Windows is they don't like no more third-party utilities managing those kinds of things. But I don't know.
I mean, I got a pretty
Sometimes you get
okay system here. It's not the best, but I got plenty of RAM.
yeah.
And this is one of their newer Ultra. It's it'll boost up to about 4.0.
Wow.
So it's got a very wide range. It's got a lot of cores, I think. That's pretty good system.
Yep. Looks like it.
It's about a year old. But all right. So new drawing, and if you don't have an assembly, let's see how we can create one. So I think I had mine set to create an assembly at the start of every drawing. Let's say, I don't know, does anybody not have an assembly?
I don't have an
Like it would have
assembly.
looked something like this. Okay, great. So create an assembly. You have 3D, and you have a standard assembly, and you also have something called a main assembly. A main assembly would be what you would have at the very top level of your project. So you have that main assembly, that's the highest you can be, and then you may have sub-assemblies, which will be underneath it. And that's where if you're doing a cladding project, that's where you're going to have probably main assembly, and you're going to have different sub-assemblies for different sections of the building or the project, maybe by level, I don't know. And then you're going to have inside those sub-assemblies all your cladding panels for this elevation and that elevation and that elevation and whatnot. But okay, so we got two assemblies set up here, and we want to just create a couple of simple parts here. So here's another case where you could draw a sketch or use a solid primitive. What's the difference here? There's really not. So you can take your pick there. I'll use the cylinder shape here for this one. So I'll say, and this will behave like a cylinder with little thickness. And let me look. The height of this here is 3/4, and the diameter is going to be 5.5. I think I've started to figure out, Barry, when you're looking at your screen and when you're looking at mine. Now you're looking at mine. You're looking at yours
It's
a
pretty
minute ago, right?
obvious, isn't it? Yeah, I'm already lost.
Oh,
I get
okay. What's wrong?
Here, I'll just share.
Okay.
I accidentally created two, so I had to delete one, and then
Okay.
by the time I was done, you were already way past me. I'm trying to adjust the.
Well, you're ahead of me because I haven't even created a cylinder yet. So, but
Oh,
you
no?
created, okay, so you created the wrong size cylinder. So how can
Yeah.
you edit that?
So I was trying to press enter. That isn't doing anything. So I was trying to
No,
come over
enter
here.
doesn't do it. You either need to double click to return to the menu, or you can expand that right there to access the values. You double clicked
That
on it.
one.
That's not. Can you? You
Double
could also
click the
double click
view.
on that 8 feet 4 inches,
Yeah, I guess we could do it like that. What
and you could
dimension did you
say
want?
5.5.
That's the height.
Okay. And then diameter was
Oh, the
what?
diameter was. Sorry, the diameter was 5.5, and the height was 3/4. Um,
Okay.
so okay, let's if they change that quickly. There you go.
All right. I'm good now. Now we
Okay.
needed to mirror that, make two of them.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of us now. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. I'll give it a try. So where do you think the copy command might be? It's going to be right there with your other 3D tools. You can also right
Make
click.
sure we're on.
I know you like the right
Oh, we
click.
can
You
right
could
click.
also click
Yeah, I
on that
do.
part, and you see that clone kind of in the middle,
Oh yeah.
and you got
Right there.
well, you got a crap ton of options here. But let's just use the first one this time. You notice if you hover, it'll say from point to point. So you're going to clone it from one point to another point. So click that one. This one probably works exactly how you think. And you got to type a number of clones. Now here's where you got to understand it's including, you want two parts including the original. So this number includes the original part. So 2 is correct. You got some other options if we didn't already. If you wanted to create an assembly, actually I see that you don't have an assembly created. So maybe you should check that bottom one.
Okay. And we're good.
And say okay. And you want one on top of the other. So look, it's asking for you a displacement vector. I would either clone from the top to the bottom or clone from the bottom to the top via the Z point.
And just set it right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
snap,
didn't
right?
snap to anything. You didn't snap to a point, so it looks a little funny. Here, watch me for a minute.
Okay.
So, right click, clone. I want 2. Snap to Z, move up, snap to the other Z. I can do it again.
Right click. Oh, all that good. We're gonna snap to that Z. Bring it up. And snap to that Z. And that did not work. All right. Let me delete that part. I'm going to right click, clone, want to, the plus, put it back in the same spot. Yeah, I'm not doing it right.
Let me watch.
All right. All right, so I'm going to right click, We're gonna come up
Oh.
here to this clone.
Okay, hold on for a second. I want to point out, look at your structure for a minute. You've what looks like you have 4 cylinders right on top of one another because I can only see one, would be my guess. So you're cloning it. You're just you're cloning it right back into the same position.
Right now we got 1 cylinder.
Well, let's try it again. So clone. So
Okay,
do you
'cause it's
understand what
creating-
you're doing for? You're picking a point. You're cloning and moving, right? You're not just cloning. You're cloning plus transform. So
Right.
you want to pick a start point and an end point for the move. So if you cloned it by if you cloned it by the top Z, you could move it then to the bottom and it would copy down. If you moved it from the bottom Z, you could copy up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That's my problem. I should have cloned it from here. And like that. See, I told you it was that easy.
It is simple, but if you don't know
I
the
had
actions,
yeah.
then it's not so
We'll
simple.
try it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it would be a matter of we would just clone this. We would just take it from this to there. And that way we're still. That makes a whole lot more sense.
So looking at your structure there, I think
Oh, yeah.
we might have done something interesting there. Because it
Just delete all this.
created what's called a dummy part. A dummy part, what's called group. Dummy part is there strictly for organization. It doesn't have any real properties associated with it. It's just for organizing. It's not a real assembly. But so let's explore how we can fix this. Okay. Remember back a few moments ago, I showed you how to create a main assembly and an assembly. Did you get a chance to try that? It might have been too quick for you. I'm sorry about that.
I don't think I did. Maybe
So
not.
you see that button assembly? You were right on it.
Yeah.
If you click the drop down, we can first create a main assembly.
Oh.
And you see an attributes card opens up. The graphics look a little strange on, there you go. And
Okay.
you can give that an article number of your choosing, or it gives you a default there, main assembly.
We'll just keep it.
Okay, now don't worry that the structure still looks weird. We can fix that. Let's now create a regular assembly, which is just going to be the button there that says assembly.
Oh, just straight up button. This one.
Straight up.
That one.
And here, again, the default's the article number of assembly, but you can change that to anything you like at any time.
We'll just keep it as assembly 1.
Okay.
Okay, so that comes under the main.
Now you see how your assembly is inside of your main assembly. You see you got that collapse little triangle there over to the left.
Yeah.
So like they're connected, they're attached. Now that's also happening up above, just with these. I think what happened is you had something clicked on your clone, and it just kept creating a supernatural part for each one. But what you can do here is click on cylinder 1 or 2, hold control and select the other one, and just simply drag them. Click, hold, and drag, just like Microsoft Word or Windows Explorer, and drag them into your assembly. One more time. You now click on release now. Now you see how those parts now have jumped to that assembly, and you can do that at any point of time in your model. You can adjust your structure via this method. Now all you got to do is go up to your highest dummy group there, right click and say delete, and all those will go away. So you have now
And
improved your structure with a couple of simple steps.
I didn't have to recreate everything.
Oh yeah, of course not.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Got it.
So you okay, Marco?
Marco, you're muted.
Yeah, I got mine in it's in an assembly, but I forgot to do the main assembly.
Okay, and the main assembly is not necessarily critical.
Okay.
It's just I'm trying to replicate a typical structure that you would create for a cladding project or something. So I would probably have most projects are going to start with at least a main assembly and then probably lots of subassemblies, right? Lots and lots.
Can you have more than one main assembly?
No, only one main assembly, but you can have as many
Several sub-assemblies?
sub-assemblies as you
Okay.
need. Okay.
I can just drag that above it.
Let's go a few more minutes unless you guys need to log off for any pressing matters.
We get in trouble when we don't punch out for lunch.
Yeah, we had like 6 hours or 7 hours, and then we got a clock out, or else they get mad at us.
Okay. I was gonna try to throw these bolts in here, but we can do that first thing on Friday after we do our other action items that we have a list for.
Sounds like a
Sounds
good
good.
idea.
You
Yeah.
want to try on your own here? We got a bolting function that the book should walk through, and read the pages and try it and see what you can come up with. Otherwise, we'll start on it next time.
Okay.
Sounds good. What page is that one on?
Let's see. The exercise started on 132, and you're finding the bolts start here on 137.
Okay.
We'll give it a try. You'll put some form of fastenings here. The really cool thing about this command is that, so we have two buttons here. This one will add any of these items one by one by one by one by one. Okay. This button will create the hole, the fastener, the washer, the nut, the whatever you need in one feature step. So, and a pattern, and you can pattern it in a variety of different ways. So that's kind of the cool thing about that. So all of these parts here are created in one step. So that's kind of the cool thing. So we got one by one here, and then we got a more powerful command here. So anyway, well, all right, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
very welcome.
See you bright and early
And,
Friday.
Yeah, hopefully I got some time to put in on this. I'm going to make time, but have time to really understand it like I want to. So,
Yeah, and I know that these instructional meetings are critical, but it's also more as critical, almost as critical as time on your own practicing.
yep, exactly. That's where it really sets in, right there.
Mm-hmm. And not that I suggest or require evening or weekend work, but pretty much every Saturday I sit there drinking my coffee. I'm usually sitting here screwing around with something. So
Yep. That's how you do it, right there. Just roll your sleeves up, dive in.
dive in.
All right.
All right. Well, great, guys. Well, if you got to go grab lunch or whatever. Hope you have a good lunch.
I appreciate it.
Yep,
Thank you, sir. Yep. All right. We'll see you
All right, guys.
Friday.
Thank you very much. Catch you soon.
Okay.